Welcome back to Wrath and Glory. Thank you all for being so prompt. Very kind of you. We return in the wonderful Aldari Temple. Free point of wrath for anyone who can give us a quick recap.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so we ventured forth down this cave. We came across some scrawlings on the wall, clearly of Eldari origin, depicting gods, but we noticed something strange. Deep gashes across all of the sacred drawings of this race, which would be a bit odd for their own inhabitants to attack it in such a manner.
Very strange.
So, which will lead on to later. As we go further down this passage, after we've come across that, we hear some heavy breathing. Gerhardt, as always, is leading at the front. He noticed some life signals that we were following, but then just managed to notice a life signal just behind us. A giant blue humanoid creature thing with a really big spiky tail scares the shit out of Paul. Paul winks the fuck out. Understandably. However, though, in hindsight, Paul, the tank / psyker, probably shouldn't be as scared because he's also a tank now.
He was pre-feared by one of the gods of chaos.
He was pre-feared. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, he was. So we did some checks, and there was some fear in those checks.
There's fear in those cheeks.
There was another thing with Gerhardt that I will say as well, but I thought that happened after this. I could be wrong. But obviously none of us know about that. And also, we didn't quite know that Paul was just very scared after doing a check, and then the gods getting involved. The Chaos Gods once more scaring us, learning of our secrets. Very, very interested gods in this group of three. And in that moment of fear, Paul was not able to react, got attacked by said beast.
We did get somewhat ambushed. He'd sort of made his way behind us.
Then Gerhardt leapt into the fray, giving a massive slash across its chest. And then we had a bit of a shocking predicament, of which, in future, it was we'd hadn't quite figured out how shock worked. Argenta let out some bullets, got some very, very lucky hits, expended some of the shift die to increase the shock, to which we miscalculated. It probably shouldn't have been as shocked as it was, but such is life in the dark, grim Imperium.
It was only off by one, so it's fine.
Yeah. We're still learning combat. We're still getting to grips with that, but it's getting better. And I think this has been as we'll later on find out, this was a good, I guess, kind of testing sample for Allfather, for the God Emperor, to know what trials to lay ahead for us.
Exactly.
How dare you accuse him of being the God Emperor? No one is the God Emperor. The God Emperor.
The Dawn Lord in this case. And then Argenta swiftly takes out said creature with some righteous bolters. As it falls to the ground, it lays dead. Gerhardt, nom 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 nom, with his... Is it hemophage?
Omophage, isn't it?
Omophage.
I get omophage, utilizes his omophage and starts seeing through the beast's eyes and starts reliving its life to find it was captured by what must be Drukhari, Eldar of a much more sinister nature, still similar features, but much paler in appearance, and much more brutal in their actions and even how they dress. But in this moment, this is the bit now I'm thinking if I got it mixed up from earlier. None of us knew this to happen, but Gerhardt, in a moment, has the Chaos God Khorne speak out to him.
Oh, that was when he ripped apart one of the Drukhari.
Okay, I'll say that for
he chainsawed one of the Drukhari, and in the viscera, the Khorne essentially appears and kind of tempts him a bit.
But yes, that happened later.
That happens later.
Gerhardt gets very bloody. It's hard to keep track. The moments where he gets covered in gore. So in this separate time where he eats this beast. We get said information. We follow down the tunnel once more. Gerhardt's noticing the signs, but they're going off in two different directions as we enter a hallowed hall, a place of worship, statues of the Eldar gods kind of in line across either side of this cave as we go through to a large gate where Gerhardt can hear the rumblings of two Drukhari, and the tanker known as Paul was able to psychically sense not just these two Drukhari but other signs as well. A very, very strong psychic presence to the north. In the room next to that. As Gerhardt stealthily enters the room. Paul and Argenta keep back, waiting for the signal from Gerhardt. Gerhardt gives the signal as he charges in, slashes in twain a Drukhari without mercy or any kind of consideration for their well-being. I think they tried to speak for a second and they were just slaughtered unceremoniously. And before the other one could let off a strike, Paul does what Paul does and squishes with his psychic might this other Drukhari. We enter the room. We do some searchings of the Drukhari, find weapons. Gerhardt sees fit that it's best to, as part of the evidence, to take the belongings of the Drukhari, to prove that it wasn't the Mechanicum, so we have some hard evidence, but also it can be some technology for the Mechanicum to investigate themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
Rather than heading forth straight away, guns blazing to the strong psychic presence from earlier, the session before, we found bodies, but we had hopes that there would still be some survivors. So we went to the lower psychic presence that we could find on the opposite side. Did some more searching, found some more empty rooms, but then went upstairs, and fortunately, because we were able to figure out that there were enemies in that room before we entered, we didn't get surprised.
That's right.
But neither were they. So as we entered we noticed. Fuck's sake.
You noticed an alarm.
An alarm. Yes. Speaking of which, they were very alarmed as Gerhardt booted the door down. Argenta bursts in with her gun, aiming at the first thing she sees, of which 4 Drukhari? All of which...
More than 4.
Oh.
Much
6?
more than 4. I think there was
there
about
was quite a few.
8 Drukhari.
Oh,
Mob
wait, was
mob
that
of
including
3.
a mob?
There was a mob of. There was 2 mobs of 3.
Oh, shit.
There was 2 mobs of 3, and yeah, so there must have been around 10. Yeah, around 10.
Around
Room
10
full of
Drukhari.
Drukhari.
Yes. 1 million Drukhari at one
Million.
as our righteous fury enters the room, Argenta starts blasting immediately, missing one, hitting another. But we also notice there's a bunch of survivors, one of which in particular is one that we already knew, one from the house, and the sister of the man who we helped save and made a deal with the Mechanicum for his leg to be repaired. However, there were some much more unfortunate souls, because they were clearly all being tortured, and to which the Drukhari were taking great pleasure and glee in doing so. Her name was Fravium?
Her name was Thravium, well remembered.
Hey.
Boom. Remembered one. Fravium
Nice.
was the poor unfortunate soul that was being tortured by the Drukhari, which is why she was missing, because she was in fact kidnapped. After Argenta let out those shots, Gerhardt burst through the room, slashing at this mob, killing a few in the process, but becoming the center of attention and of the wrath of the Drukhari as they all began to attack him, giving him very, very striking blows, one of which in particular, clearly the leader of the group, I can't remember its name.
You didn't get its name.
Did we ever get a name?
it had names, you guys didn't wait for names.
Yes.
Kill first,
I-
ask later.
Yes. Which I think is...
You guys, that was very in
Ombra.
character.
That was very, very in character.
You conspire with Xenos scum.
Exactly. What would the
Yes.
Inquisition say?
Argenta with her disgust of Xenos and righteous fury, and Gerhardt constantly knowing he must always complete the task at hand, and negotiations are not going to hasten this process. He wants to get the job done as quickly and efficiently as possible. Paul follows suit and has the power to back us up and make sure that we don't all die. Which he very successfully did so in holding a bunch of them, whilst Gerhardt proceeded to slash a bunch of them in twain after getting some very striking, deadly blows, with Paul and Argenta being just outside the room. It meant that a couple of the Drukhari, they had to move themselves into the firing line, putting themselves into a kind of shooting and crushing gallery, per se, as they were slowly but surely whittled down and then finally slaughtered off unceremoniously by Lord Gerhardt. But without letting a final gasp of the leader of said Drukhari, the guys now know what the what was it? What would you call it? Racist name that Eldari Drukhari have for human beings.
Monkey.
They refer to us as
Monkey.
monkey. Monki. We're a bunch of dirty monkeys, as a particular freezer would say. Let's say the Drukhari exclaimed, "Treacherous fat monkey betrayed us." To which we were inquiring, who was this monkey? Unfortunately, we weren't able to get much information out. However, all of our previous suspicions of a certain chubby futar have come to a final realization of somebody was clearly working with these Drukhari. To what exact aims, we do not know, nor do we care, because heresy is heresy in this group's eyes, to which there is only one answer.
Death.
Exactly. We help the survivors. Argenta does a wee bit of healing on said survivors. However, unsuccessfully, she had to make a decision whether to save the many that could have missing limbs, so they might not be able to get back to work. However, with in mind our recent negotiations with the Mechanicum, we were hoping that helping the greater number of these people, we could help them get back into work. With our recent negotiations of having them get some additional mechanical appendages, and hopefully the Mechanicum will win over the people by helping some of its survivors. But unfortunately, one man who was flayed alive, his skin peeled off, let out a final gasp, to which Argenta gave him a little prayer, closed his eyes, and told the people to not let this man's life be in vain, and to work ever so harder in the name of the God Emperor. They leave this room. Yes, life is suffering in the grim dark Imperium, as we have known. The survivors explain what happened. They were tortured. No, our characters don't know this, but we've kind of learnt from this moment.
And they also told us, I think, as well.
Well, more so
Survivors.
that the Drukhari don't need to want to find out anything to torture. They take pleasure in the act of torturing. They torture for torture's sake.
Ed knows this.
Yeah.
But the survivors did imply that the Drukhari were heavily enjoying the
Yes.
process of torturing.
Yes, yeah.
They took great joy and pleasure. No, we don't know that it actually gives them life force and it's their way of surviving is to torture and bring misery. But
Spoilers?
Yes, but hearing that they took great pleasure from it angered us also. We vowed to take vengeance upon them. However, we'd already done so. For they were the last of the Drukhari that we would meet that day. As we entered back into the hall, following the strong psychic presence, we went upstairs into the followed up through the stairs into the room with the psychic presence, to which we found a large warpway, which, after some scholarly deductions and heretical knowledge,
and definitely not in possession of heretical knowledge,
Paul figured out what this large portal-looking portal was, but made sure not to give the exact names to
I do not know what this thing is called. I know what this is called, but it seems to be some form of
portal. Discussing whether we should destroy it or not. Gerhardt, being along the side that we should keep this intact, not just in preservation for the Mechanicum, but also we have no idea the sheer power that comes from this thing. We may endanger the entirety of the planet if it were to blow up, or even just ourselves. So we made the decision not to start attacking the warpway, but before we could get any closer to do some closer inspection, we heard another frail voice calling us monkey, to which we could not see where it was. This person was incredibly elusive till Gerhardt and his... Was it Gerhardt?
It was Paul who used his psychic powers.
To locate? Yes, it was Paul. Paul managed to pinpoint this very wily creature, which turned out to be an Eldari of great power, we can only presume, because they were able to disappear into the darkness, to which we couldn't track them at all to our best attempts. It proceeded to talk to us, ask, did we dispatch the clawed was it clawed daggers?
The bloodied claw.
The bloodied claw, sorry. The bloodied claw, aka the Drukhari. To which we exclaimed, well, Gerhardt
What are the bloodied claw?
Yeah, what are the bloody claw? He said it was the Drukhari. Gerhardt then said, we killed everything. To which, surprisingly, the situation was able to be resolved non-violently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not to any of our own decisions. I'm sure if we had the chance to try and take aim or jump down and attack, would have done so.
Yeah.
But this Eldari was far too swift, far too powerful for any of us to be able to take aim or even attack. It gave us thanks and slipped away into the warpway.
Well done. I will give you your wrath, but I'm just going to quickly nip to the house for 2 seconds. I'll be 1 minute.
Yeah,
right.
We finally use all the tools at our disposal now.
You finally understood that glory and wrath is in fairly plentiful supplies. So, well done. Thank you very much, Ed. You now have 3 wrath to start the session. So, you stand alone in the eerie glow of this abandoned Eldari temple. The webway flickers on and off at a strange and mysterious portal. But you appear to be the only living souls in this building. What would you like to do?
But just to clarify, so you're saying that the portal is still active after the Eldari pass through it?
Oh, it's very much still active. Yeah, so it's kind of... So, going back to that, like, Stargate analogy, with that kind of unusual sort of portaliness to it. It's kind of flickering on, off. It looks very unstable, but it is still very much working.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I must have dreamt then when I thought you said, and with that it blinks off. That's not the case.
No. Very much still working.
God, the temptation to say, I wonder what's through this portal.
You are about 10 feet above the portal, but
I know.
Over to you guys.
I will say, I guess knowing that we there's no adversaries left, I say, right, well, the Xenos taken care of, hostages saved. Now only to grab some evidence of what we've found. Agenta's got the heads. We've got some of their alien weaponry. There's Xenos weaponry, the foul heresy. And we have a portal that seems to be connected to the warp. All on an agri-planet. I'd scarcely believe. What we have to do now is to report in.
That we do. Do we think it wise to confront, what's his name? Futar? Or should we just report our suspicions and let the systems deal with him?
Yes, I think the less Futar knows, the better.
We don't
Right.
have to confront him directly, but we should let the Confessor know. And perhaps the Confessor can try and get a confession. Perhaps the entire planet could unify against a common enemy. Mechanicum, Ecclesiarchy.
That would be one way to do it, and precisely the reason why we are taking this evidence with us.
The Mechanicus must be absolved.
Indeed. And if the Confessor knows of what the actual enemy is, she'll have no choice but to understand. And if we can confront with the will of the people behind us and the technological might of the Mechanicum, Futar will have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Though what we do have is a theory. There's nothing directly linking Futar to the actions here today, only suspicions. So we have to be careful how we set forward. Making a rash decision on a potentially innocent man is not what I'd like to do. I would like unequivocal evidence, if it is the case that he was involved in this. I strongly suspect, but I don't know.
Depending on how quickly the Inquisition arrive, they are very adept at getting confessions.
Wait, the Inquisition is on its way. I can't remember if Sister Argenta has actually shared that bit of information with the group yet, in character.
Well, I have informed the Inquisition of what we have found on this planet. Xenos, they must be made aware of heresy in all its forms, whether it be of the ruinous powers or vile alien scum.
So,
Well, if they are on their way, it certainly seems like this would be their jurisdiction to sort out the truth from the chaff.
just in case, Ed, you forgot, as a reminder, when you sent your message, had you roll dice, and you didn't get a response. Just in case you forgot that.
Yep.
Oh, right.
But you did. You sent the message. You just didn't get a response at that time.
Sister Argenta is just so steadfast in her belief that even if they didn't send a reply, they're going to be coming anyway.
They would never not I have not received a response. But the Inquisition would not act if there was not something here, and if we start reporting back to the space station of what has happened here. But I think before that, we should attempt to get a confession from Futar himself. And yes, we should get evidence, Gerhard. And we can force it out of him. And if he's innocent, he's innocent. Great. But if we give him time, he can escape. And we can't possibly let what has happened to this planet happen again.
Yeah. In that case, we should collect our evidence. Take our survivors back to the farm where they can rest, be treated. For those who need more medical assistance, we can spend some time there. We can tell Automo about the ruins, and we can plan from there.
Yes. The Ecclesiarchy must know about this. We cannot let them continue to believe that the Mechanicum is at fault for this.
I believe those Drukhari heads are going to sway some minds. There needs to be a show of it as well. Make sure this is not swept under the rug. The people need to see this as well.
Perhaps
Force the hand.
Perhaps riding into town on a Chimera with some Xenos heads on spikes might do the trick.
You know what will also do the trick? I'm going to take the head of that beast and mount it on the top.
That would certainly pose a striking image as we head back into the population.
The Ecclesiarchy do not like the people of Ankara having knowledge. They do not like them asking questions. I do not trust the Ecclesiarchy to simply not tell them and to keep mistrusting the Mechanicus. I want them to know directly. There was Xenos here. They are dead. By the Emperor's will.
By the Emperor's will. I agree with your... God, I've just gone on mental blank. I agree. Perhaps the method is blunt, but I suppose bluntness is what we need in this moment. Right, well... suppose we're tarrying too long.
Yeah,
I
out.
for one would not like to be next to this portal if anything were to come through it right now.
Oh.
And I think we should probably report it to the Commissar.
Agreed.
Cool.
And I go to leave.
Yep. Oh, can I do a quick Fox speed to check if Fravia and the people are still alive?
Sure. Did you... Oh, yeah, Gerhardt gave his up. Yeah. You are able to do that. What would you like to Vox speed?
Just like... Fravia, can you hear me?
Oh, is that you, sister?
Yes, it is. How are you finding your way outside of the cave?
Oh, it was quite dark getting through the tunnel. I had to help a couple of them, but we're all through now. Thank you.
Just wait for us there, and we'll transport you in the Chimera.
I will do. Will do.
Cool. And then, can we just chop some heads off, and then gander out?
Sure. So you
On the way.
go on.
On the way through, I'll also be going back to the beast. I'm taking his head clean off, dragging it outside.
Yep.
Amazing. So what I will say is, chopping heads off, retracing your steps. These are easy things. I'm not going to have you roll to do anything. Yeah, we just say you've done them. Go on.
Actually, before we go, I'd like to check Big Boss Bitch. Did we check for anything like
Nobody checked
on her position?
any of the bodies.
We did not do any looting.
So
Yeah,
I'd like to- in
Which is
particular-
just as well we didn't do it in front of the populace.
So in particular, I'm searching her for orders, technology, anything really, clues, and just anything on her body in general.
Sure.
Can I give him help? if that requires a roll.
No help is required. I have
Okay.
turned her into a item pile, so you can click to see the equipment that she had on her body. Obviously, all this is stuff that she used in the fight. There are no notes, no little jottings down or anything like that that you can determine as being of any importance. In fact, you don't really see books or paper of any sort as you go through.
Just gonna take a glaive. I'm like, more weaponry. This will be studied. Know thine enemy.
And another head. Slash.
Cool. Are you just taking the clawed fiend head and Mon Fritz head, or the Drukhari leader?
I'm taking... James is taking those words. I'm taking the leader head, and then the two guys... Yeah, Mon Fritz, and then the two people downstairs, because they had helmets, did they not?
Most of them are wearing helmets. Only the witches are not really wearing helmets.
So the leader one without a helmet, and then two heads with helmets, with the helmets still on.
Sure. Okay. So you have heads, and James, you will also have the clawed fiend head with you as well. What I will say is, no, I won't say that. It's fine. Yeah, so you collect all the heads. Do you just go straight back to the Chimera?
Yeah. I believe we've scoped this place out pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything else you
Chimera
want. but-
via the beast. Get the beast's head on the way.
Yeah, we didn't miss anything, did we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I can't fucking remember the map. Were there...
I think we opened every door.
You've opened every door, yeah.
Yes.
Roleplay wise, I think getting on with the mission, getting people to safety makes sense. Yes.
Cool. So you make your way through, and I'm just going to activate this one. And apparently break my foundry in the process. Where are you? There. So you
go. Yeah.
You head back out. You retrace your steps through the temple, back through the hollow Gerhardt, as you come across the dead body of the clawed fiend. Its mutilated carcass from the remains, from the bolt gun ammo, is surrounded by a pool of bluish purple ichor. Gerhardt, you step over it, and with your powerful chainsword, you easily decapitate the head from the body, even if it takes some time. You work your way out through the hollow, up into, finally, the bright light of day.
Sorry, I'll put it out now.
You make your way out into the bright light of day. Before you is the Chimera, and the labourers and Thravium have all done as you said. They've clambered into it. They've locked themselves inside, but they can see you through some of the portholes and various sightings. So as they see you, they pop, the top hood bit pops open, and Thravium pops her head out and says, Oh, you've made it, thank God. It was so dark in there, what happened?
The Xenos are no longer. They're dead. Ankara can return back to normal.
What's that user's carrying?
The dead.
Evidence.
Oh, that's terrifying. Is that what Jefferson fell over in the cave? We felt something hard and fluffy, but couldn't see it. Did you lot kill that?
It was
Yes.
dispatched with.
Why, its head's nearly bigger than me. You truly are angels of the Emperor. I thank you for your service, but I don't think I ever want to come here again. It's terrifying. What should we do?
We're gonna get you to safety. We're gonna stopping off by the farm first. Well, we've got the Chimera. If you need to be somewhere, we may be able to take you. We do need to drop it back off anyway. Last time we saw your brother, he was at Polaris Outpost. You may find him there.
Oh, thank you. I do thank you. I need to go find him. I haven't seen him in so long. You said he was doing all right now.
He was alive. Son's leg, but alive.
Lost his leg.
Missing a leg, yes. But rejuvenated in great spirits and love for the Emperor, though. And hopefully, he should receive some help from the Mechanicum, as may the rest of you.
Well, as long as he's doing all right, I don't want him to. You said the Mechanicum were going to give him another leg.
We struck an accord that they would do their best to offer a mechanical appendage to allow him to return to work, but not yet as a servitor. Still with his mind intact, you see.
Oh, you must have much sway with those metal men. They usually couldn't care less of us.
They don't. That's the truth of it. But they want something. We want something. It's an equal trade.
I see. Well, I thank you. Is there anything else you needs to do here, or shall we be off? Don't want to hang here much longer.
We're going.
Cool. So you said you were going to do something with the skulls. Are you doing that? Are you placing things on things?
Ooh.
Remembering,
Yes.
so in terms of the Chimera, you have this regimental banner. So you have like a flagpole with the regimental banner of the Gravediggers on it. But other than that, there are the usual tropes you get with modern day tanks. So there's netting, webbing on the outside of it, that's kind of things. So do what you will, and then we'll carry on.
Under the knitting.
Yeah. Lead the head on top of the flag.
On top of the flag?
Oh, on a spike. And
Sister Argenta, it may be best not to place that on the flag.
oh, it's the only spiky thing I can find. Perhaps if we go through that small encampment on the way back, we may be able to find some of their pitchforks and the like, and we can adorn the tank with them.
Yes, so just be better to maybe keep the flag intact. We are flying the colors, so to speak, of the Imperium, and we want to uphold pride and honor in that, and not deface the flag.
My zealotry becomes me sometimes.
I'll give you an A for spirit, though, Sister Urgent.
So I'd like to have a look for pitchforks and spikes on the way there. Because remember, we're not in that encampment right now, but as in the literal scene that our icons are in, there was that encampment where there were we killed basically the place where we killed the 200 people where they had
the scene where you are right now.
Oh, are we actually? I wasn't sure if we were actually there or if we were outside.
Sorry, I thought you said you want to find pitchforks and shit, and I was like, well,
I assumed
you're in the middle of a forest. Like, where are you finding pitchforks?
Yeah, it's just I've seen this scene where we're eventually going to be. So when we get to that point, I'd like to look for things.
Okay. So I'll go back to my first question. What are you doing with the heads right now?
I'll just keep them on my person.
Okay. So you're setting off then?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Everyone getting in the Chimera? We're all setting off, yeah?
Yep.
Unless Gearhart's doing something?
I just put the beast in the netting, and I'll be driving us the fuck out of here back to Automo 14.
Amazing. So Gearhart, you put the head of the Clawed Fiend underneath the webbing, the netting of the Chimera, and you climb into the cockpit. You feel an unusual sense. It's not something you can put your finger on. You are not a tech adept, you're not a tech marine. Your time with them has been sparse, but you certainly get an odd sensation of happiness.
This is a foreign sensation.
Coming out of the Chimera.
Me? Yeah.
Oh!
You as the pilot get an unusual sense. It almost feels like happiness or joy coming from the Chimera.
The machine spirit is happy.
With my hand on the wheel, for a moment, I softly under my breath, I kind of put my hands on the wheel and go, "We did good, girl.
Fantastic.
Thank you for getting us there. Thank you for your service."
And with that, you effortlessly speed through, back, retracing your steps to the more familiar wooded area of the trees as you come across the barricade, the makeshift barricade, where so long ago you had that infamous showdown with the natives of Ostia, of Ankara. If you want to do something now, now's the time, but Gearhart has said he wants to get straight through, so if Argenta wants to do something, you'll have to tell Gearhart quickly.
Yes. Lord Gerhardt, pause the tank for a second.
Why?
I feel it is of import to these people here, bearing in mind what we did, that they should know the reason why we did so. They should know that The things that they thought that they need to protect this planet from are dead, and they no longer need to be swayed by any
Lord of Dawn.
law. No, Paul,
This
I
doesn't sound very Argentory.
I understand they're allowed to support their Lord of Dawn, but they need to know that it's not the God Emperor speaking to them anymore, that they no longer need to protect this site.
The children of Dawn need
On
not
one
be
condition.
children anymore. I'm sorry. Sorry.
What is this condition?
Stops the Chimera, turns around. That you also tell them, show them. This is why you do not get in the way of an Imperial agent on duty. What they think they know is of little consequence. What they have done has got their own people killed. Because they did not listen to an angel and a sister of the Imperium.
They will know of their wrongdoings, and I certainly send them back to their toil and work. As she picks up that one of the helmet heads, leaves another head on top of the tank. As she gets up, puts one head on top, starts carrying the other two, climbs out, and walks towards one of the populace.
Sure.
Excuse me, servant.
As you climb out of the Chimera, once again, the sight that befalls you is one of despair and heavy hearts. There is still the freshly moved earth of countless holes clearly dug as makeshift graves, potentially mass burials. There is a sparse crew of 20 people, some young, some old. All of them are barely giving you any attention. They have a haunted look in their face. They are broken of spirit, and none carrying weapons or showing threat of any kind, and a couple of them are slowly weeping in the background.
She walks up, raises the two Xenos heads high. Excuse me, servants of the Empire. No need to despair. No need to sorrow. For the grim harvest is no more. The vile shadows of the dark that were taking your people. See now! See these shadows! They are not shadows. They are not the Emperor warning you away or mythical creatures. They are but vile Xenos who are warping your minds. You must know. You must know. Never stand in the way of the Emperor there. For we are here to serve you and the Imperium. Look upon this, as she's just shoving the heads in their face. Look upon these vile Xenos. See? You see what you were afraid of? They can die.
Did he just say that he ended the grim harvest? Did you stop the grim harvest? What's that in your hands? What are they? I've not seen stuff like that before.
The source of your terror, blessed serf. Now you can go back to toil. No need to protect these ruins, for everything that was inside has been destroyed, and the Imperium will have to look after them from now on. It is not your duty, but the Imperium's now.
So give me persuasion.
Cool.
DN is 7.
Oh. Do that.
You guys have collectively accumulated quite a high plus DN rating against the populace of Ankara.
Wow.
Oh no.
Perils of the warp.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Oh.
The blood of the many bodies that we have destroyed here comes back seeping out of the ground as you're speaking.
Ed. Sister Argenta. Your words fall on deaf ears as the older man looks at you and says, "No, that's just metal. You can't kill a shadow. What proof is that? What do you mean you've destroyed What do you mean you destroyed everything inside? That was a holy site. That was for the Lord of Dawn. You've destroyed the temple
Shut
of
up,
the Lord of
sir!
Dawn."
Shoves the head in his face. Look at this! This is a Xenos! Shoving the head in his face.
As this altercation with the poor old man starts happening, you feel... Is anyone else outside of the Chimera? I know that Ed said he's got out. Is everyone else inside?
Yeah, I'm at the
You're piloting
cockpit.
still. Paul?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think Paul's keeping a lookout, but from the inside of the Chimera. I think primarily he would have been in there just to sort of be a calming presence for the people that we saved, who I imagine are still in the Chimera.
Sure.
But he's keeping an eye through one of the portholes at Argenta and anyone that is within that limited field of view
So,
near to Argenta.
Sister Argenta, as you are having this heated altercation with this old man, shoving the dead skull, the dead head in his face, you can feel the ground. It starts to suck and pull onto your feet as it almost feels like a river is flowing across the soles of your shoes. And if you were to look down, you would see what appears to be a dark crimson sludge start to pool as the ground breaks.
Uh-oh.
And you see
Ah, shit.
Who the fuck are these guys?
you
Ah,
see the
shit.
dead rise as as 20 of the previously dead and decomposing bodies of the laborers start to pull themselves, clawing out of the freshly toiled soil.
Toiled soil.
Toiled soil.
Hey. Oh,
Right,
hell,
not-
everybody get down. Gerhardt. As
She
that's
drops the
basically
head.
all he's going to say.
Can she grab the...
We are in combat. We are in combat. You are mid fervent anger with people.
I need to get him out. I can't...
I did not expect combat right now.
Nope.
I wasn't expecting combat right now. This was planned for like 3 or 4 sessions ago. If Simon had rolled something bad. But there you go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking
Right.
go.
Get
So-
my chainsaw with.
Who are you? You're you. Just to make my life easier, I'm going to delete some stuff.
life.
But you guys need to decide who is going first.
I'd say a Genetor.
Yeah. She, at the front, seeing this all happen, she's first to react to the impending targets.
Sure. For some reason, I have two Sister Argentas. There's one over here, which I'm going to delete. Sister Argenta, as you see these disgusting monstrosities pull themselves out of the ground, what would you like to do?
She will drop the heads, ready her bolter, sling it round,
You use
Shout
your
at the
simple
servant.
action to raise your bolter.
shouting at the old man in front of her. Run! Get out of the way and take your people far from this accursed place. We will deal with these vile, disgusting, ruinous powers. And then she begins to shoot at these things.
You do that.
Well,
So-
I guess
I will hold your hand for a little bit longer, but I won't do this for much longer. You're not moving, so you could aim. Are you multi-attacking? You need to give me
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yep. So, aiming and multi-attacking.
Cool.
Let's see how many of these fiends I can kill.
Gentor's a beast. She's gonna kill them all.
Oh, absolutely.
Probs not. We've got 2 mobs here.
You've got 4
So-
mobs, haven't you?
4.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Don't worry, Argenta.
There we go. Targeted 2. Boom.
You can do it.
Well, we've got a fucking tank. Somebody shoot.
balls off.
Make sure you
Somebody
add
shoot
the
these fuckers.
bonus die as well for aiming.
Arming.
So what's the bonus for aiming? 1?
Just +1 for bonus.
Yeah.
+1 bonus dice for aiming.
Cool. And what's the DN?
If it's not automated, the DN should be 2 plus how many you're aiming at? Are you aiming at 2 or are you aiming at 3 or 4?
2.
So it'd be
Well-
2 plus bonus 2. So it'd be a 4 DM if you're aiming at both of them.
Yeah. So it's got given me a base of 3, and then I'll add 1. Yes.
A base of 3?
No, that's just yeah.
Works for me when I target more than one.
It's giving me.
Base of 3. Have you got anything that would be causing that to go up?
Well, it's not a base of 3, it's a base...
Well, mate, I'm fucking screenshot. There's
I've got it in front of me! It's 2!
Screenshot it in. We have to see it.
Yeah,
we
I've got to
need
see it.
proof of this.
Or screen share or something.
okay.
You need to get a PC that isn't a Mac.
Look,
Alright, so it does say base of 3.
Just need to get a grab.
The effects aren't highlighted. The bonus of 1 to make it a 4, which is funky.
That's weird.
Yeah. So it's still the same DN because it's 3 plus 1 bonus.
Wait. Why does it say ballistic skill test at the top? How are you
Oh,
doing this dice roll?
yeah, I clicked ballistic instead of the bolt.
Oh, now do it again.
Ed,
Take another
you
screenshot.
shitlord.
That's why. That's
Go
why.
to the combat tab, click on bolt gun.
I've done that. It's because I clicked ballistic. Now Tom's going ballistic.
It's fine, mate. It's only session 7. Oh, dear.
We'll get there eventually.
So, there we go.
2 plus 2 bonus die, yeah? And then give yourself the plus bonus 1 for aim, yeah?
Yep.
Let's see it.
Fuck.
Oh wow, here we go.
It shot both of them. One misses,
Oh,
one hits. You have Wrath if you want to
I'm
reroll.
gonna spend a wrath.
And you have a shift available on one of them as well. Oh no, you can't shift because it's multi-attack. Thank you, James.
I was thinking.
He heard your voice
Oh,
in his mind.
Oh, you do roll a complication.
oh!
Oh, complicado.
Oh,
Dropped weapon.
So the shot goes off. Roll the damage. So let me just apply damage.
And then can I use a shift?
Hang on. I'm pretty sure you've killed both of them. Let me just do this quickly. So the first one, you got success of 9, so you've hit. So you've hit 7, so you've hit all of them there, and the next one, success of 6, so you've hit
3.
6 minus 2 is 4.
So you get a success for the one that you hit, so it's 4, 5, 6, 3. Because
They've got a
hit one on a
defense
success.
Oh yes, sorry. They've got a defense of 2, but the DN is 4. You are right, James. So 4, 5, 6. So they've hit 3. So I'll do the first one. One closest to you. Apply the damage. Tell me what you do to the first mob, Ed, as you obliterate all 5 of them.
As she's shouted her commands, she just starts unloading at the first group, taking aim, but the bolt is just getting heavier and heavier as she's holding onto the trigger, barely keeping a grip, as it's kind of almost shuddering out of it as she's trying to keep aim as she drags it over to the next bunch.
The rapid fire of this heavy bolt gun. It's been a long day. So much has happened and it's only been a few hours. But you start to feel the weight of it. The strength may be fading a little bit. And as you pull over to the second mob, you unleash more volley into them. The bolt gun slips from your hands into the dirt. You have already used a simple action to raise your weapon, so you will not be able to pick it up.
My shifts. Is that so that's the one that's just died, right?
So
I've got
the
two
one that
possible shifts.
the one that you've died.
Shift on a multi-action, Ed.
I wanted to see if I could add it to glory.
Can't shift on a multi-action, Ed.
What he says. So you've done your simple action. You've done combat action.
Yep.
You've used your free action to tell the labourers to fuck off. Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it. And what happens to the second group?
Second group?
I
Two
did.
left.
There's two.
Yeah.
Okay, and then as she kills the first group, she drags over her bolt gun, slays a couple of the second group, but just as she starts trying to finish them off, the bolt gun just flies off her shoulder onto the dirt beneath her.
So, now, it's their turn. They are going to shamble over towards you. And as they approach, they're going to try and strike out with their fists and teeth, gnawing and biting. Let's see if they can do anything. Oh, it goes through. They manage to land hits on you, Argenta. It's almost as if you're stuck in the mud.
Poison.
But with only 8 poison, with only 8 damage, they cannot get through your resilience. Now, let me just double check.
Oh, is poison inflicted anyway?
If it deals a wound, it does not deal a wound, so you do not get poison. Argenta,
Since?
your power armor has once again saved you as you hold your ground against the gnawing and the biting. They are not able to penetrate your armor. Who goes next?
So I would say
off?
we could have an initiative off. Otherwise, I was going to say
initiative off.
yeah, fine. Where is
Want to
it?
go?
Yep,
Right,
yep,
so
yep.
hang on. I'm going to give you the rules of the initiative off. So just click on your initiative attribute. Whoever gets the most amount of icons wins.
Okay.
Right.
That's how you're meant to do initiative offs. Whoa! Gerhard gets 4, Paul gets 4. Bollocks! It says in that scenario, just roll again.
Okay.
Alright. We keep going.
Paul gets 2.
There we go.
2 versus 4.
2 versus 4. So Gerhard, well done. After round 2 of the initiative off, you are ever so slightly faster than Paul.
Okay. Gonna look out the window, go, I double take for a second, I go, and I hear the gunshots, I'm I'm like, Agenta's in trouble, eyes up, and I'm gonna get up out of the hatch and pull out my chainsword at the top of the Chimera.
I'm not going to tell you what to do. I am going to remind you, you're in the pilot seat of the Chimera. You are able to use the main weapon of the Chimera, but if you want to go out and chainsaw the shit out of them, totally up to you.
I'm a consummate swordsman, that's what I do.
Okay, you do it.
I'm going to fly over to these two. Huh.
You have to unmount yourself, Matt.
I'm under the truck. There we go.
He slips under the mud. Barrel rolls under the tank.
I run over, leap over the dead body, and I get into the fray, and I'm going to try use a multi-attack to attack both.
You are welcome to try that.
There we go.
That's all right dice.
Okay, I know how to do this properly now. So we edit test. I go add 1 to icon because of my ability, and I'll do that on both. Plus 1 to icons. There we go. So 7, 8, 9. That's 6 there, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's both. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna roll damage. No need to use any. Oh, Savage Echoes, of course.
Savage
1,
Echoes.
2, 3. Reroll on this one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna reroll the Wrath. Let's see what happens. Complication.
Oh, 2 complications. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Show me some complication die if you want, or I'll make it up for you.
It has minor functions, has to work. You can spend a combat action to make it 10 test. Okay, cool. Roll damage. Weapon has a minor affection and ceases to work. Okay.
Yeah, so that'll happen at the end of this.
14 damage.
Against which one? Just do the little clicky highlight. Is it this one?
Clicky
or
highlight?
this one?
You roll once for damage and it applies to both.
Oh, it does. Yes, it does. So you
Nice
have
and easy.
hit them all.
Should be all dead.
And it's all dead. So, Gearhart, tell me what you do to these Poxwalkers.
I run in to all 10, and I like barge into the first 5, all while they're all around me, two-handing my chainsword. I'm gonna go and a circle around my head, and then for the next group I lunge in like a spear, and they will just kind of fly around the place as I'm covered in their grossness.
Ooh, I told you a lie.
Are they not dead?
There is... So, Gearhart, after that obscene swordsmanship, leaping out of the Chimera, charging headfirst into 10 disgusting, reanimated flesh, you're a whirlwind of chainsword, of smoke and noise, and you carve down all but one Poxwalker. As you aim for the final one, your chainsword, it starts to... As you noticed, bone and viscera has clogged up the teeth after a slaughter, and your weapon is now jammed.
So what was the lie?
The lie was you rolled a 9,
Yeah.
and the DN was 4, so that's 5, but they have a defense of 2. So you hit 4 of them, not 5 of them.
The DN's 4, right? Because the defense is 2 plus 2, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16. Because you go off the DN. You don't add DN plus defense. Because their defense is calculated into the DN. The DN's base is 2, plus 2 for multi-attack. That means on 4, 1 is hit. 5, 6,
Oh, yeah, because
7,
meat.
8, 9, 6. Dead.
Okay. I'll look into it, but we're not going to dwell on it. So, at the end
I'm
of
handy
the
on this one.
at the end of the viscera, your chainsword is jammed.
So I get a bit of boner, I go... Shit. And I will, as a free action, I'll go, all clear behind you, Magenta. Do what you must.
This blasted mud is a nightmare.
Anointed?
Cool. Paul.
Oh,
your turn.
okay. So he's looking through the porthole. He's just seeing what's going on. And just sees the 2 undead creatures that are trying to go up to Argenta, and he just sort of concentrates his mind again against these 2 and uses something new. Well, not new. He's always had this, but new for us. And begins to embroil and concentrate destructive power, unleashing lethal bolts of raw psychic energy. As I smite the remaining mob.
Do it. Do it.
Wow! I'm going to, of course, use a wrath die on that.
Go for it.
Ooh.
Oh no, hang on. It says I succeeded.
You did succeed. You got 4, they have a DN of 2. You're only attacking one mob.
Oh, and that means I've hit both of them anyway.
You have hit both of them.
Sick.
Cool. Well, I don't need to use a wrath die.
3 mortal wounds.
Inflicting 3 mortal wounds is enough to kill them outright.
So I sort of look at them and I go, snap my fingers as like psychic energy blasts kind of reduce them to dust. They sort of manifest in the air and then just come striking down at them. Like almost like a delayed action as they go down on them.
Wonderful. And with that, we end combat.
Argy Bargy picks up a gun.
Oh, Gerhardt unsticks his weapon.
Picks up the 2 heads. You see, serfs, you must leave this place. It is not meant for your kind. Go back to your toil.
I would advise you guys do not look outside the windows right now. As Paul says to the slugs and the Chimera.
I heard shooting. Are they attacking again? Is it the Grim Harvest? I thought you said you'd finished them off.
No, this was an altogether other experience, but we dealt with it. We are fine, we are safe. Those that have survived outside are also safe. You need not know more than that.
I get back into the Chimera. Coming back through down the hatch. I'm covered in gore. All clear. And get back into the cockpit.
Where is my bolt gun?
It's right in front of you.
I clicked it. This pile is empty.
That pile is empty.
Oh
Why is that pile
no,
empty?
it's been deleted.
Gerhardt, has clearly stolen it as he was running past.
Did I?
No, probably not.
No. That's not how that works.
No, the undead took it with them back through the ground.
It's that auto loot augmetic.
Powerful.
Right, there should be another pile.
I see it now. Take.
As you're walking away, you just see more of the labourers just on their knees now, gone from mere crying to just sobbing as the remains of their friends who they've only just buried come back to life and then are slaughtered in front of them.
Ooh, actually, one more thing, Columbo time. Are there any pitchforks about?
Roll me a d6. That's not a d6, that's 2d6.
Well, the first one was a 6.
On the first one, it is a 6. Yes, you indeed find a pitchfork. It is leant up against this makeshift barricade.
Very handy. And then puts the 2 heads on the pitchfork.
Okay, you do that. Easy enough for you to do. They are chopped off. The flesh is not hard to pierce through.
Well, seems what we got what we came here for, and killed some more ruinous powers. Shoots a gun in the air. Back to work! And then gets on top of the tank.
Cool.
I also attempt to get inside the tank.
Sister Argenta,
It's underneath the tank.
I will require you to just shoot your weapon. If you're going to shoot it in the air, I need you to just roll 1 attack against anything.
Oh, complication, possible losing ammo.
Oh.
Pick anybody to shoot. Doesn't matter.
It's right. I've got to equip it, then go back to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Roll up ballistics.
You're fine. You shoot your weapon in the air. You see the already coward labourers kind of as they put their arms above their heads trying to protect themselves. And did you say get back to work?
Yes.
At that, you do see most of the labourers sort of pick themselves up, covering, and they run off into the forest where they would have come from. Cool. Well done. They are dispatched. What do you want to do?
Back to the farm.
Back to reality.
Okay.
We have an Automo to see.
Gerhardt.
So we can see.
Turn on the engine. It purrs beautifully. Like a cat you've known for many years. If you remember when you first approached the outpost, remember it's M to get in the tank mode. As you approach, as you drive away, you go into the more thick part of the forest. But Gerhardt, previously you rolled a pilot test to make your way through the dense thicket and tree line, but it's strange as you look around, making sure you're not dinging things, checking rearview mirrors and windows. As your eyes come off the road, it's almost as if the Chimera is working with you to steer away from things that could be of problem. So you easily traverse the woods and make it back onto the path. This is an easy journey for you. Say again?
This Chimera is the mutt's nuts. I like her.
This Chimera appreciates what its drivers have been doing.
You made a friend.
So, as you are driving along, you finally reach, if I progress time a little bit, you approach the farm once again, seeing the dilapidated building, but this time an unusual sight befalls you. On the road directly ahead, you see two... hang on. I made notes. Let me use my notes. As you approach the dilapidated farm, you see a bright orange haze hanging heavy in the sky. The closer you get, you see a throng of labourers holding torches and throwing rocks at the windows of the farm. You see two servitors lying motionless, face down in the field, their wires ripped out and occasionally sparking. As you near the building, many of the labourers turn to face you, hearing the roar of the engine and seeing the regal gravedigger's regimental banner wafting in the breeze. Gerhardt, you once again feel the engine spirit taking over as the Chimera appears to speed up on a path that would take you directly through the heart of the crowd.
Like to run them over?
That is the impression you are getting from this vehicle.
This was Inquisition. This was not our fault. The machine spirit made us do it.
Kimmy don't give a fuck.
As I'm holding the wheel, I'm not going to try to do this by force, but I go, hey, easy, girl, easy. We can figure this out.
Give me a tech test. It's only a 2.
What's going on, Gerhardt?
Oh, smashed it and a critical. Oh my god.
I'm also going to
I'm
shift
the
one
right
for
hole.
better result.
Okay.
I'm really talking to the spirit here.
You're really going down that that tech marine livelihood here, aren't you? Sure. So, Gerhardt, you feel the machine spirit wanting to drive through these labourers, seeing the heat of battle, but whether it's your voice, whether it's the feel of your hands at the wheel, but you're able to calm the machine spirit down. And
The Chimera Whisperer.
instead of driving through the throng, it comes up close and a loud foghorn just out of nowhere, and you see all the labourers just as they drop things out of surprise, and they stop attacking the farm. And they all give you their full attention.
Better result, baby.
Better result.
Lord Gerhardt, maybe if they see the survivors, they might realize they're at fault.
Agreed. The survivors and the ones who have been taking the dead. Two
Yes.
birds, one stone here, Genetor. We can show the strength of the Imperium and the wisdom that it has, and also showing the true enemy. Word spreads here are fast on Ankara. I've heard it with my own ears. This place is a rumor mill. Let's create a new rumor, one of truth.
This is what I was saying, let's set 5 sessions ago.
Lord Gerhardt,
Yes,
I think it best
but-
come from you.
The only way we've gotten to this place is through action. Paul, we would not be here if we spent every single moment with every single serf, earning every single name and their father and their sister and their cousin
know,
twice
I know.
removed.
And don't forget the heads.
Right,
Let's not
should I
forget
try and
the
get their
heads.
attention then?
I
suppose we've already
you
got
all have their attention. They are only focused on this chimera that's rocked up as
I wish.
they start to crowd around you instead.
I put my hand on the chimera and I go, Kara has already got their attention. Yes. I've named
Ooh, a
her.
name?
How would you spell that?
Kara, but spelt more like chimera.
So C-H-I-R-A?
Yeah.
Kiara?
Kara. It's
Or
Kara.
C-H-Y-R-A?
Kara. Chimera. Yeah, Kara's fine. That's close enough.
No,
Kira.
you can just say it in another way, but have it spelt like that.
Yeah. As long as it's a play on chimera.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I've seen Irish names. Letters don't need to make sense.
Yeah.
Well, Lord
Awesome.
Gerhardt, I will support you in your hopefully inspiring speech, and I wish to use help for whatever actions he's about to do next, as she's kind of gesturing with the pitchfork.
Are you preemptively using help?
Well, no, because I want to preemptively
I know.
use my faith.
You can't preemptively use help, but when Gerhardt or Paul, whoever decides they want to do something, does something, of course you can use help.
Well, so Paul being in the back with the people that we saved, he'll probably say, I need everyone to remain as calm as you can, but there seems to be many people here as I open the door. So just follow our lead. Show everyone you're okay. And then he's going to wait to open the door on like Gerhardt and Sister Argenta's mark.
So, again, door. Chimera has many entrances, back entrance, top hatch, side entrances.
Oh, right. Well, I guess the largest entrance that would most easily
back.
allow for many people to come in and out in one go.
So you're dropping the back. and
Yeah,
people-
but he's gonna wait to drop the back
Yeah.
until the signal from the
So
other two.
think, you remember World War II D-Day kind of boats, beach boat landing
Yeah,
things?
they've got like a rear that can open down.
Chimeras are very much styled on that falls down, people can mill out, but it's at the back, not at the front.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He's still gonna wait to do that until
I'm
Gerhard
gonna
to do something or say something.
start getting out of the hatch, and I go, "Let them out, Paul."
All right. All right.
And I'm gonna
Come.
stand on top of the tank.
Right. Okay. So Paul is going to operate whatever mechanism he needs to do to open the back out to sort of lay down this ramp that would let people to sort of disembark from the rear of the Chimera.
Sure, so you do that, and the Thravium and the people you
And then he
have saved
disembarks. Yeah.
will come out.
And then he disembarks with the others, walking with his psycho staff, now prominently on display, but as a walking stick, to sort
Cool.
of show his authority in this moment.
And Argenta is following suit with Gerhardt, but doing metaphorical pom-poms with the Xenos heads on a pitchfork behind him.
Oh, God. So as you get out, you can hear, the shouting, the throng of the people, but you overhear some of them shouting, "It's the bloody gravediggers again! They're here to kill us all! Do you remember what happened all those years ago? They tried to crush everyone, we can't let it happen again! First the Mechanicus, now the Astra Militarum, it's up to us! We have to look after ourselves, no one else is going to look after us!"
Ooh, who's going to react to that?
The sons of Ankra. I would lend me your ears. Please. Stay calm. Why are you laughing?
Lend me your ears.
As he kind of addresses the whole group.
Sure. You have their attention, so there's no extra thing you need to do there, but you are going to have to do whatever you want, whether you're trying to persuade them, intimidate them, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for persuasion. Not particularly good at it. However,
Probably better than me. I only have a 2.
Yeah, but can I throw in help plus expend one of my faith points to triple said bonus?
triple my bonus?
No. So it'll be triple whatever Argenta is aiding you with.
Yes.
Ed, can you see
okay.
the screen? Are you on this?
I'm underneath the tank. Every time I click onto the tank... Oh no, I'm just gone.
Ed doesn't seem to exist.
I don't exist.
So you can see, but you can see what's going on.
Yeah, I can see what's going
He might
on.
be under the tank, but
I've
still
just moved
mounted,
it, he's
but
not
the
there.
token.
Oh,
There might be an
No,
agenda
but like
in the
mounted,
building.
but underneath the token.
Yeah.
layer.
Cool,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm underneath the token. And that would be
Yeah.
persuasion. So
Honestly, I'm
4
so bad at
times 3.
persuasion. I might as well say listen and then hand it over to Argenta. I've got a 1.
Well,
Oh,
no.
wow,
If I
okay.
help you, I can give 12.
That'll
Now-
do.
I will point out again, I will stop holding hands soon, but I will point out once again, help doesn't have to be the same skill or attribute.
Oh, good point. Yes.
So if Gerhardt is trying to persuade them, you could aid by being a bit menacing, or you could aid them. You don't have to aid them by also being persuasive. As long as you can roleplay it and make it make sense. I don't know if Ed's still with us because he looks like he's frozen.
Yeah.
Weapon skill in the background.
So I could add then my
But only
intimidation
one
stat.
help each. Sorry,
Yeah.
only one help, not one help each. So
Yeah.
either Simon or Ed.
Yeah. But my intimidation at most could give 6 die.
Mhm.
I could also do leadership, but I'm not entirely sure how that would come in to help here. I think intimidation, in the way that I had it in my mind, would work better. But if Ed's help gives 12 die, that's obviously the play to go for.
But you guys' choice. I just wanted to remind you, and I will stop doing things like that, but just remind you, you can help.
No, that's
with
good.
other
It's a
things.
good
No,
reminder. I had forgotten.
I get it. It just feels like ballistic, which is one of my highest scholar, just doesn't feel like I could fandangle that into this.
No.
All right. Well, then how
whereas-
have I helped?
Whereas persuasion, I can do it 4 to a 12, or my intimidation, I've got a 5, which could be a 15. Actually, yeah, intimidation. Spend a faith point to make it into 15. And the way I talk about the intimidation is I'm holding a fucking pitchfork with heads on it. and she's going to pop out the tank following suit after he's just made that call and just scream, "Listen to him, serfs! We have destroyed the vile Xenos. Your people have been serving them before. You must listen to us now. You must cease with your continued attacks upon the Mechanicum. You must cease defying the Emperor. You cannot help yourselves. You must have faith in the Emperor, for only the Emperor and his Grand Imperium can save you from the vile Xenos that we have slain today." As she's shaking the pitchfork with the Xenos heads on top.
Could you word that in a way that was more intimidation than persuasion?
Okay. Listen or feel the Emperor's wrath.
There we go. Right. James, roll your persuasion with the plus 15. And Sister Argenta, you spend a faith point, I believe.
That's a lot of die.
Success 9, failure 9.
Where are we at? 9. I didn't even tell you the DN. Okay, so what was it? It was...
In his notes.
It wasn't in my notes. It was it was DN3 plus 3 plus 2 minus 1. DN3 6 7 minus 1 7.
That's 7 in total.
7. Okay, success. Amazing. Success with a possible shift.
I'm gonna shift for better result. I think it's better than glory at this point.
Fantastic.
We're trying to set anchor right. So,
Go on.
do we just continue with this, or do you want me to say the thing?
Say what you'd like to say.
I say, I know tempers are flaring right now, and that trust is low, morale is low, and I know what low morale can do to people, to an army, to a squad. It will make you feel like you live in the dirt, and that nothing you do matters. But what you do does matter. You feed Ostia. You feed Ankara. You are an agri-planet that helps feed our beloved Gilead system. The toil you do today saves many lives, even though you do not see it yourself. But it does happen. The anger towards the Mechanicus has been won through fear and ignorance, neither a fault of your own. You did not know the difference, and you sought an enemy where you could find one, a one that is cold and unfeeling, such as the Mechanicus. They are different, yes, but they were you once, and they still are to a degree. With me here, in Argenta's hands, is the true enemy. The true darkness that has been snuffing your light. Xenos on Ankara, taking the people from you, from your homes, from your farmlands. The Mechanicus were not behind your grievances. They were not behind your losses. They are like you, on the other side of the coin, working to find a better Gilead system and a better Ostia. And I pull out the massive beast head. Here, the beast that would take limbs and life, and in Argenta's hands, the minds behind it. A common enemy, a Xenos enemy, and an enemy of the Emperor himself, and the Lord of Dawn.
All hail the Emperor! As she shouts with the head behind him.
Today, we have made headway, and we have vanquished, destroyed, eviscerated, and removed this cancer from this planet. The ruins in which thought to be holy place was actually Xenos hive activity. With the help of Sister Argenta, the Sororiatus, and Paul of the Sanctioned Psychers, and with the Absolvers, we have cleansed this heresy, and no longer will your people be taken. I only ask you to see reason, not lash out at the Mechanicus.
You have the mob. You work them like putty. They are enraptured, completely absorbed by your story, the tale. All threats or scenes of violence seem to melt away from them as they drop various rocks and other armaments that might appear to do battle. And many of them prostrate themselves on the floor, going, "The Holy Emperor, he sent his angels to save us. He truly has. The miracles, I can't believe it. Ostia and Ankara were finally out of the shadow of the grim harvest. Bless you, angels, bless you. Bless the Emperor." As the angry mob becomes a fervent mob. What would you like to do with your flock, James?
Making friends left, right, and centre.
I would say your life is toil. Your life is work. However, you have my blessing on this day to reflect on what you have seen and what you have learned, and to reflect. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's the word for when you're together. I know the word. And to reflect. Yeah, commune, and to reflect on the solidarity that we're building today. Go to your homes. Celebrate the day. For tomorrow, the dawn will shine brightest.
Ooh. Beautiful.
Oh, that's even taking in their own local beliefs. So good.
Beautiful. And with that, the crowd gets up and disperses back up the road.
Thank you, Sister Argenta. Fucking the dice.
Yes. By his will.
The labourers who were in Kira.
The Chimera.
Kira.
Oh, yeah. Kira.
The Kira with you.
Kira.
They kind of look to Thravium, and she just says, "It's all right. You go as well. It'll be fine. Don't worry. You head off back. Make sure you take it steady, all right? Especially you." As one of the stronger men aids the woman who had her leg chopped off, as they also disperse, leaving you outside with Thravium. You're at the farmstead. What would you like to do next?
Well, Lord Gerhardt, bearing in mind the scene we just saw, I think it would be incredibly prudent for you to be able to beseech with Automo in regards to repairing those poor survivors we found with their missing limbs. Tensions seem to be at a boiling point now.
As a player, I understand that Gerhardt talked to Automo, but I also want to make sure, just because I'm Gerhardt or like an absolver, I'm not taking too many scenes. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's fine if you want me to, but like I don't want to be a
Don't want to make it the Gerhardt show.
Yeah. No. Player to player, I am absolutely fine with this.
Yes,
right now I'm fine with it. It feels natural.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was no liberties taken there.
No. It made sense at the moment, and also her whole thing, she wanted to be like supporting it, and she's just come from a discussion with the people that did not go so well when she was using her religious fervor.
She's learning.
Yeah, and
it can happen.
And then she has no connection with the Mechanicum. She understands its purpose in the Imperium, but doesn't really. Unless, Paul, you think you can parley with Automo?
I believe the current deal was with Gerhardt. It is only right that Gerhardt fills his end of the bargain. As far as I understand, that is the preferred way of doing things with the Mechanicum.
Yes, and if you can please, Gerhardt, beseech on behalf of the survivors, and hopefully we can reduce the amount of bloodshed on this planet any more that unfortunately been done.
I'm just happy that you were here, Sister Argenta. I prefer not to intimidate the masses with heretical shows of power. Not that I am necessarily above it, I just prefer to avoid it.
Oh, don't you worry. I do love giving a sermon or two, and especially when I have such a great preacher to support.
Thank you, sister. Your encouragement really helped soothe those masses.
Actually, this very much reminds me. And she starts pouring out a book and just starts reading off a random sermon. Actually, it was...
Ed, could you please move Sister Argenta for me?
I can't move her.
Oh, you are literally underneath there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm underneath it, yeah.
weird.
Press N. And then try and move. There we go.
There she is.
The token was just underneath the
Yeah.
Kyra's token layer for some reason.
So, Sister Argenta, right underneath the taint.
yeah.
Listen!
Just poking the pitchfork out, and the head's just kind of like.
Screaming, it looks like the heads are speaking. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh god. Okay, so this all happens. You approach the door. Gerhardt, you've seen this door before. You've all seen this door before. It is locked. Your hand presses the keypad. It opens.
This door's open this time.
It is, but as you look inside, what you might expect to be a disheveled is the wrong word, but essentially disheveled Automo, who is worried about the compound and the throng of labourers. He is doing an Automo and is just working diligently in his workshop. The servo skills forever flitting between, and he is currently fixating himself on some new plant growths that are on the table, seemingly oblivious to what has just happened outside.
I like this guy. I like the cut of his jib. I walk through the open door this time, and as I see him working, I know how single-minded he gets. Even though his mind can go everywhere, I think he just ignores people. I enter and I go, Automo. Gerhardt has arrived. The ruins.
And once again, at the mention of the ruins, he pauses in his frantic movements of darting from one place to the next, and he turns. Gerhardt, you have returned from the ruins. What have you brought?
I have brought many things. First, I pull out the glaive, the sniper rifle, splinter rifle, and the sword, and I lay them on the table. Xenos weaponry.
I too have some things to donate to the cause. By the way, and then he also puts down the things that he also picked up, which were the Hekatari blade and the splinter pistol.
You're laying them down, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Xenos armaments, Automo. To be more specific, Drukhari.
So, Automo, he jitters excitedly as you present him with the Drukhari armaments. And in a flash, the red robes that once covered his body, hiding whatever might have been on the inside, the robes kind of flash open as numerous servo arms, mechadendrites start grabbing, reaching, picking up, and almost like a feeding frenzy of fish, in the blink of an eye, the items disappear upon his person under the red robes. And you hear this kind of This is a great boon for Automo. You have exceeded expectations by over 23.4%. You will make the Omnisire very happy.
That's high praise. No, But it got the presents out of the way, Automo. I thought you might find those quite appealing. Now for something a little bit more. We found Drukhari, and if you look out that window, that beast with its head severed, of course dispatched as well. We found human survivors, though I'm sure that is little of import to you, but what might get those tentacles tickling? We found a gateway of warp origins, connecting places together. Unstable, possibly dangerous. We didn't try to disable or destroy. At this moment it is still active, and the ruins are clear. The floors, though, lay slick with a Xenos blood heresy.
You see Automo's red eyes flicker ever so gently as all of a sudden, without word, this servo skull just shoots over your heads, out the door, and away.
Up and away.
As a calm Automo says, "It is only right and proper that you have advised this designation of your success. I will uphold my end of the bargain and repair the male with a lost leg. We do not forget. We always pay our dues. But once this is done, I have important things to do in the ruins."
You will be careful with what you use and see in there, of course. Now, I will have given you the first information, though obviously this information is not secret, and I would not keep it from the greater Imperium either.
Genetor Heptex will be pleased to hear of your success. It is recommended that you report your findings to him with utmost urgency. You will no doubt recommend designation Automo 14 as the best candidate to undertake the excavation of these ruins. Confirm?
I step forward and I put a hand out to shake.
Cogitating.
Give me... Give me a leadership DN2.
Okay.
I don't even know how I would help on this one.
Stop. Okay. Yeah.
Successes with a DN2. As the arm goes out, Automo looks at it, and again the eyes flitter ever so gently as the servo skull reaches out, grabs it, firm grip and then floats back towards Automo.
With a small smile, I go, I'll get back to work. You're wasting efficiency. With a little bit of a wink.
This is correct. And once the surgery on the male is done, I will have even more work to catch up on. These fields must feed Gilead. It will not be done without our help.
Thank you for your help, Automo. Also, your surgery helped immensely in our mission.
As he flits back to focusing on his work, you hear this kind of thump noise from behind you through the door.
Is it like a knock on the door?
I mean, to put not a too fine a nose on it, it almost sounds like one man with one leg hopping downstairs.
Got it.
It's a pirate attack.
It could be the attack of pirates.
Speak of the man.
As you poke your head through the door, you do indeed see the newly vitalized Forgus hopping down the stairs. He says, "Oh, you're back then, so you managed to do it?"
We did. Now hold fire there a moment. Paul just goes over to the door, peeks his head out, and just calls over to Thravnium and says, "Thravnium, there might be someone here you want to see."
And she follows you inside as she sees the disheveled, the bloody, the hobbling, but very much alive Forgus as she rushes across the room and goes in for a big embrace. As you three have successfully reunited, brother and sister.
Side quest complete.
Congratulations. You did something without killing labourers.
That will live with us forever.
Okay, second session was a wash, yeah, but we're doing pretty good.
You've learned. You've definitely learned. I'll give you that.
I've just come off playing Space Marine 2. I
mean,
the blood will run red.
yeah.
As they rush over and embrace for a huge hug, as tears are streaming down Thravium's face, she said, "Oh, Forgus, I never thought I'd see you again. I'm so happy to see you." And they're having their beautiful, joyous moment. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I suppose we do not need to take Thravnium to see our brother at the
Outpost Polaris.
Outpost Polaris. Although I do need to report in to Colonel Billness at some point, as well as, and then I suppose it would behoove him to report higher up to the Commissar.
Definitely.
Yes, we need military force here as soon as possible.
I think it'd be prudent to talk to Billness about our suspicions
Agree.
as well.
Although, if I may, the mob outside did say something disturbing. Thravnium, glad am I to see that you are reunited with your brother. I do have a question that has sparked in my mind.
Oh, yes,
The people
anything
outside.
for you lot.
The people outside mentioned something about what was the name of the
Gravediggers.
Gravedigger? Yeah, thank you. The mob outside mentioned that the grave diggers were responsible for killing many of the humans on this here world. I do not know of that.
So, you would know of the gravediggers in general. You would know that the gravediggers are a regiment of Astra Militarum, and that they are specifically a regiment from the Gilead system. So all Astra Militarum who are from this system would be gravediggers.
Right, okay, so that includes Outpost Polaris, for example.
Yeah, so any native Astra Militarum who didn't come in on the Veronis flotilla would be of the gravediggers. Some part of that regiment. But that's just the background knowledge that you would already know. You're specifically asking about what they did. So Thravian would turn to you and say, well, you see, Ostia, we've had a dark past. We're such an important planet with all the food that we make. Well, they didn't treat us too right, did they? And apparently, many years ago, the people in Ostia, they rose up against tyrants who were trying to they was trying to manipulate the people of Ostia. So we rose up against them, and well, they sent the gravediggers in and they slaughtered people. They tried to quell the rebellion with fists and guns and weaponry. They drove the tanks right in, started murdering people. So many people around here, they don't like the gravediggers. They must have killed millions.
Have things improved since then?
Oh, well, see, ever since the ecclesiarchy landed and showed us the true way, the way of the Lord of Dawn, the Emperor, and how through our toils we do service to him, and you know we'll go to him when we die. There's not really been any need for it. It's not much of a presence now. I know that a few of them lads stay up at Outpost Polaris, but it's not been a rebellion in years. Aside what's been happening recently, it's been pretty peaceful.
And perhaps, much like many of my kind, there is a PR problem amongst the gravediggers. Right, well, at least I know why they were why they were reacting like that when we first arrived. Thank you, Thravian. I'll leave the two of you be. And then he gestures to the brother. Automo's agreed to give you another leg without turning you into a servitor. I suspect that will be happening soon, so get ready.
Oh, thank you, kind sir, for everything you've done and for looking after my sister and reuniting us. You truly are sent by the Emperor himself. Blessed Emperor, and bless you all.
They do say that the Emperor, in fact, provides, and in this case, he does. Follow in his light, and you'll be right as rain.
He bows with the sign of the Aquila, and hops along to Automo's workshop.
Cool.
Automo, seeing as you're helping one of the servants of the Emperor replace their leg, and, well, it appears outside there was about to be a riot, would it be worth us talking to... I can't remember the head of the Mechanicum's name.
Heptex.
Heptex, in regards to on a larger scale, we have a few other survivors who are severely damaged, having lost limbs. Perhaps helping them may bring some well-deserved good faith with the Mechanicum amongst the flock of this planet.
Just double checking. Are you asking Automo whether you should speak to Heptex about whether Automo should repair them?
No. I'm assuming it wouldn't be Automo if it's going to be.
Oh,
I'm
right,
assuming he
okay.
can do like one person, but not like 3 people.
Yeah. I was like, it's a bit of a roundhouse way. So you're asking whether you should speak to Heptex about repairing the general labourers without turning them into servants, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suppose that goes without saying. We're heading there anyway.
Sister Argenta, I feel like, if you don't mind me using the metaphor, you hold all the tarot cards right now. Should you wish to request my Genetor Heptex of any favor regarding the laborers, their repair, or servitorization, he will likely comply.
Thank you for your words, Automo. As always, I think, well, should we off-skip? And I think we should probably have a quick conversation outside about our next destination.
You there, on the table. Time is precious, and the Omnissiah will not wait.
As he gestures to Forgus to get on, and he goes over, pulling the augmented leg out, clearly about to do surgery. As the servo skull comes over and shuts the door. Well done.
And just like that, we have done good.
You done good. So, as always, the scene is yours. You have dispersed the mob. You have reunited Thravium and Forgus. Forgus is getting his leg back. What's your next move, guys?
You see there, Gerhardt? This scene wasn't entirely yours after all.
So, Paul.
I don't have enough wrath.
Well, hopefully we should be earning some more glory there. Paul, do you have suspicions of the captain?
No, not at all. He is my superior officer on this planet. I was supposed to have reported to him on day one, but we got somewhat sidetracked.
Well, I would still like to keep this Chimera, but... well, unless they don't have any other thought, we may have to borrow it for a little while longer. It does seem rather attached to Gerhardt.
An eye to her. She has steered us well.
Well, we should definitely report in and report this news to the Commissar. And then, I'd like to... Well, we should probably... Commissar... Astra Militarum... Mechanicum... Or... Which do you guys think would be wiser to see first, the Ecclesiarchy or the Mechanicum?
I would say the Mechanicum would be the closest and would be, to use their own parlance, the most efficient route to go to the Mechanicum first.
And we should strike while the iron's hot. We've just spoken with Automo. Next protocol should be to speak with Heptex.
Whether or not we need to speak with the ecclesiarchy right now is a different question, but at some point we will need to speak with the colonel and the commissar. I will need to officially take my post here.
Certainly. I'm just concerned about the boiling tensions. And Confessor needs to get her flock in check, and hopefully this good news might be able to do something about it.
Yes, we do still need to confront Futar, but I think we should avoid speaking to the ecclesiarchy first. The confessor seems to be with good relations with Futar, and we don't want her to give him the heads up.
I personally don't see much to gain speaking with the ecclesiarchy too much, really. We've spoken with the Mechanicus. We've quelled the rebellion from the serfs. And once we've talked to the... Sorry, what's his name? Your guy's name?
Oh, Colonel Billness.
Colonel Billness?
Yeah, Billness. Once we've talked with Colonel Billness, he will talk to the commissar, and then we have our respective... I'll be talking to my chapter captain. I don't know whether we need to really bring the ecclesiarchy into this.
At least
They
not
will
yet,
hear.
anyway.
I don't think we dissuaded a single rabble against a single farming hut. In a planet with billions, I think we still need to have the wider populace hear of this news, and who better than the ones who control the populace?
Well,
You just heard from Fravium's brother that it was the ecclesiarchy that brought order to this planet in the first place. And unfortunately, it's the ecclesiarchy right now who is at some cause of this because they're not controlling their flock. Surely it would be a prudence to show the flock and the wider people of this planet the enemy that they face.
I agree. I will also say that I think as people will see Thravnium's brother walking around with his own mind with the aid of the Mechanicus, that will go a long way. If we can also request the same service from Heptex for the others that we saved from the ruins, there will be more eyes on mutual aid from both parties, and then they will hopefully come to trust them.
I think once we've spoken with Billness and Heptex, we'll have a better understanding of how we should be speaking with the ecclesiarchy.
Agreed.
We've only just delivered the information to Automo.
Yes, to action.
Once we have a better lay of the land, I think we'll have an idea of what we should do. Just take it one step at a time, systematically work the problem. We'll find the resolution. That I'm sure of.
I just don't want us to leave any stone unturned. I don't wish to create more problems than the ones that we've already arrived to. If we let this Futar escape, or whoever has been working...
As long as he does not know that he is in trouble, he has no reason to run. So for now, let's keep that to ourselves. Heptex, Colonel Billness, Futar. And then if anything else more dire comes up in between those, then we'll deal with them when we let's just use an old archaic saying, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And the fact that we only have suspicions at this point, it makes sense that we don't push that narrative too hard. And also definitely do not oppose Futar. Remember, we do not have concrete evidence at this time. Maybe we can find out more talking with Heptex, talking with Billness.
Well, We'd need to investigate the administratum and those there, see if we can find any clues.
One thing at a time. Right.
Let's
Heptex,
all
then.
let's move on now.
Hmm.
Yeah, we go to Heptex at the compound he's in.
Wonderful.
So,
So you all climb back into the Chimera as you set off to the Julcian complex.
I got it right. Yay.
Yeah.
Let me just do some things.
More zombies.
More zombies. More zombies. I'm doing things. I am singing. Right. I am activating. Once again, you set off through the beautiful scenery of Ankara, those fields on either side. The fields are being worked hard, the time progresses, and it is almost midday as you see the towering smog chimneys rise from the Dulcian complex. The smell of sulphur and other stenches starts to assail your noses, Paul and Argenta, but Gerhardt, it's not an issue for you. You pull up and you see those telltale gates you saw before, which look like this, with the two Scutari stood outside guarding. The gate is locked. The Chimera is barred from entry with two large bollards. What would you like to do?
Shoot the gate down. No.
We give them the. Well, I guess we say the passcode, the passphrase, unless it's been changed since then.
Do you remember the passphrase, or do you want to do a history check?
I do remember the passphrase
just looking at my notes because I don't remember it.
because they are in my notes. Delta, Theta, Gamma.
Ooh.
Well done. At that, the Scutari press a button hidden from view, and the gates slide open. However, the bollards remain. It is going to be very difficult to drive this Chimera into the complex.
I guess we're walking from here then.
Yeah. Get on now.
Stretch those legs, Paul.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
You're gonna float.
No, I was gonna ask if they do valet
Parking.
valet parking. And he would have said something like, "Make sure you don't scratch the paintwork."
As you pass through the gates, once again you see the raised balcony surrounding the walls with the combat servitors doing their patrols, ensuring that no trouble befalls. And you see the long road leading up to the Julcian complex.
Let's go.
Doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
So I'm trying to deal with the cat while I'm trying to write notes.
It's fine. As you come forth, the door easily opens to you, and inside you step into the workshop, where the heavy hustle and bustle continues, with tech adepts moving backwards and forwards, there is the Dune Crawler being worked on. Parts of its armaments are being removed and being replaced with various farming tools. Genetor Heptex is not to be seen.
Is there... I guess we go to this person over here who's basically working a console. That person seemed to be like an administratorial type person.
Sure.
Secretary.
Yeah, or something. He's like, where is Heptex on his schedule on this day? Seeking an audience with him.
Do you have an appointment?
We do not, but I am sure Heptex would make an exception considering we have information regarding the contents of the ruins.
Hold, please. As
Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo.
as from behind you, Heptex, from a silent summon, quickly moves across the workshop.
You have news. You have news of the ruin.
We do.
Information.
That it is, and we have some evidence with us on the Chimera. I'm assuming we would have taken some of it with us into the building. Well, we have some evidence with us on the on the Chimera that we were using. Suspicions were correct. It was filled with Xenos architecture, and there were Xenos present. They had been taking, kidnapping, and torturing humans.
Drukhari, to be precise, Heptex.
This is most fascinating. What? Xenos, what? Drukhari, what did you find?
Holds up her pitchfork with the heads on them.
This is fascinating.
And as you show the pitchfork, various surgical mechadendrites kind of just unravel themselves from behind Heptex, and they inch forward to try and poke and prod at the skull.
No.
Sister Argenta, I suspect this is the best place to learn about the Xenos biology and the best way to kill them.
We have a bunch of bodies back in the ruins that you can tend to. There are a lot more dead there. These I need to keep as evidence.
We have more on the Chimera itself that we can give to you right now, Heptex. Speaking of the ruins, something that may also perk your interest is a lot of Xenos technology. Not least to which, a partially functioning Eldari warp traversal device.
Paul, are you telling me that there is a webway in the temple?
That would certainly be the case. It is in need of destruction, further dismantling.
As you give him the affirmation,
Yeah.
he turns around and starts screeching binaric commands at various people within the building.
God, it sounds like a dial-up connection in here.
It's like a dial-up connection. It's just... as they all hustle and bustle, and the June Crawler in the center of the room that had been having various parts of it removed and replaced, all of a sudden all that work stops. It's made ready very quickly, and many of the servitors, many of the tech adepts start mounting into the June Crawler. As he says, "Who else knows of the ruins?"
Automo.
This is unsatisfactory. Automo will try and use this for his own personal gain. I must act swiftly.
He does not know about the webway, though. We did not mention that to Automo.
This is more satisfactory, but does not change that we must move with haste. Are there any threats to be known in the temple?
Everything has been killed. You can still see the blood on my armor.
This is good of you. That temple holds unknown, uncounted secrets that must be studied.
Do you not trust Automo?
Automo is a selfish tech adept, out for his own personal gain. He would use the information he gathers to raise his personal standings with the tech priests on Agarus. It is unnecessary and debased human emotions that drive him.
Well, do be careful, Heptex. That portal, whatever it is, does seem to be in working order. One of the vile Xenos managed to get away. We unfortunately couldn't kill the last one, and it managed to go through it.
This offers complications. If one got away, there will be more. We may need a larger force.
As he says this, more of them start leaving their workstations, dropping tools as if they were nothing, and just getting into the June Crawler.
And what of the crops? Paul looks around, seeing the number of bodies leaving their workstations. What of the food? What of production efficiencies?
The crops will grow. The people exist. The servitors are in supply, if not plentiful supply. If Drukhari has escaped through a webway, this cannot wait. This is of the utmost importance.
And Heptex, we've noticed even growing tensions even since we've resolved this. Automo's station was being attacked by the populace. We managed to save some survivors in this ruins, but some of them, unfortunately, were missing limbs. It would go a long way and provide a lot of good faith with the people of this planet, and even help with some of the efficiency with the crops, if you were to repair some of their missing limbs.
Even Automo agreed.
The most selfish and debased of your kind, from what I've heard.
My
To be
subsidy.
fair, I said, to be fair, he did this because we said we'd give him information on the ruins.
We did, but he was able to do it.
My
No, I
subsidy, Roro 97, will be able to comply with these tasks. He is adept at the grafting of human skin. He remains in the building to the far room, but I must hurry. So please, let us not wait on this.
Right, well, in that case, let me just be brief. I will have a responsibility to report the ruins and our success to Colonel Billness, who we are next going to go and speak this day. You will have as long as however it takes for us to get to him, speak to him, and for him to mobilize whatever decisions he makes from that very same information.
The Colonel's involvement is not of issue.
Right,
But-
well then,
As he climbs up onto the outside of the Doom Caller, as the engine starts roaring, he does turn to you all and says, Query. You seek to serve the good of the Imperium in the Gilead system, correct?
Of course.
that is the Emperor's will.
Our blessed Archdominus, Vakul, requires a team of anomalous subjects such as yourselves. The matter is so delicate that I cannot be brief, but I have calculated a team such as yours would be able to clandestinely accomplish any task set forth by the ruler of Avacaris. Response?
Who was it? Who was it from?
The ruler of Avacnus?
It is from Archdominus Vakul, the ruler of Avacaris. You would know Avacaris to be the forge world of Gilead system. And the Archdominus is essentially like the top dog, the big cheese.
Dominus.
I will have to talk to my chapter master. Be sanctioned for the mission. And update him and brief him on what happened here. I'm assuming, Tom, like, can I go off and do my own missions, or do I have to, like, you know?
I mean, you have elements of autonomy for sure, but you know, as per your data slate, Akir requested you keep in regular contact with him.
Okay.
That wasn't necessarily in person. He did say via Vox or Astral Choir, but you know, Gearhart's your guy.
Yeah. Okay. I would say then, do you have a reason for what this mission is? Do you have a debrief at all for why?
I have no further details. If it comes from Vakul himself, it comes with the highest authority of the Adeptus Mechanicus in the Gilead system. If she does not wish to relay the brief, it must be because the matter is delicate.
I cannot speak. I cannot promise that I can go anywhere. I am to report to Colonel Billness. I am to work here. This is where I am now stationed. However, if my presence is needed by... Sorry, I forgot their names. I didn't write it down. The person of the Forge World.
Archdominus Vacus?
Archdomina Vakul. Kicking L. Vakul.
Archdomina
I
Vakul.
am
Okay,
but
cool.
a servant in the hand of the Emperor. If I am needed, and my skills can be put to good use, then that is where I shall be going.
So, yeah, to finish what Paul was gonna say then is like, that being said, if you have the very message from Archdomina Vakul, Paul pulls out his data slate. Perhaps said formal request could be placed upon my data slate, and I could pass that on to Colonel Billness. And if Archdomina's word is in fact higher up in the chain of command, then I suppose Colonel Billness will have no choice but to deploy me into the services of Archdomina Vakul. And then he hands over his data slate to Heptex.
Acceptable. Sister.
My direct canoness is not in this system, but I should report back to Enoch, and if she deems it of use to the Imperium, then I shall follow suit, as she passes over her data slate. And then, I guess, has the text details of...
Yeah, so as you both hand the data slates over, thin mechadendrites curl out, snake-like, inserting into the data stream, and on the screen flashes the cog and skull symbol so associated with the Adeptus Mechanicus, and presents itself with a kind of like a digitized symbol of authority of the highest order. And Heptex turns to Sister Argenta and says,
A surprising response, but the Carrick class transport ship, designation Strachan's workhorse, is currently in Ostia's high orbit, awaiting sustenance tithe to deliver to Avacras. I can requisition transport from the planet to this, but I will await your decision on the matter to get off-world.
Thank you. I must report back first.
I will be leaving this complex shortly, so if I am not here, you will have to wait for my decision.
And we need to speak to the limb guy.
and with that, the Dune Walker goes through the big gates, climbing over the bollards, and off and away. The scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Where's the limb guy?
The limb guy? Oh, Roro67 is this guy.
Okay, she will head towards, so we can get this over with quickly to get to the next point. Excuse me, Roro.
Rutro.
Roro? Yes? How may I be of service?
Heptex informed us that you would be able to some of the workers of this planet. We found some survivors from the ruins that your kind are going to inspect. These survivors were missing a few limbs. It would provide a lot of good faith to the people and towards the Mechanicum if you could please have them in for having their limbs repaired with suitable augmetics.
I'm
To be
not
specific,
sure.
that is not to turn them into servitors, but to repair their lost limbs.
I'm not sure about augmetics, but once these subjects are turned into servitors, I can use the spare parts to graft and rebuild your friends.
I wouldn't put it like that, but fellow human beings that deserve the Emperor's goodwill.
Well, feel free to have them come to the Julian complex, and once the work is done, I will keep the various parts on ice, and we will fix them.
Thank you very much, Roro.
Good man.
Let's go. Oh, Gerhard, do you have some more limbs you want?
Build
I
me.
wonder. It would seem that if things go right, we'll be on another mission together, sister and Paul. You seem to have gained trust within the Imperium.
It appears so. One of the high-standing order as well. Wonder what they would inquire.
Before we leave world, I want to be as prepared as possible. If this is an order from on high, from what's the guy's name?
It's
Domina Vakul?
Vakul.
Vakul.
You know what we need? Like a little separate in the Discord, a little glossary of names and who they are to reference back at.
It's almost like there's a whole book with all their names in.
Yeah, that fucking book's ridiculous.
Can't search the book.
Yes, you can.
Which book specifically is this?
Probably the Vow of Absolution, maybe? I don't know.
No, it's the Forsaken System Player's Guide.
Yeah.
That one. Ah, right, okay.
I have found it, damn it.
So, from on high, from that person, I'm going to say that because I don't know his name right now. Before we leave, if you could give me a hand, I want to try requisition something a little bit more potent in my hands. If the order is from this up on high, it's going to be dangerous. And I want to be as prepared as possible.
We can have a look through the administratum on this world, but before we go, are we going? Right.
We have to drop Kira back off anyway. We're talking about requisitioning some gear.
Yes, and 1 second. So, to travel off-world, would we be getting in a ship that would take us? Because I'm just trying to figure it out from like a travel-y point of view.
Mm-hmm.
That would take us to
Travel-y.
the Kraken's workhorse, or would we go back to the Crown of Blades, then to the Kraken's workhorse?
Strachan's workhorse.
Straken.
So, world's your oyster. If you wish to go from planet side to the Crown of Blades to see the Commissar, and then from the Crown of Blades to Strachan's workhorse, you can do that. If you want to go from planet side straight to Strachan's workhorse, you can do that. That is
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like a case of like
both options are
you need different
totally
classes of ships to go from one set of travel.
no.
Like how far is it? Like
so because he's in because Strachan's workhorse is in high orbit, it's essentially the same distance, really, or very similar distance to the Crown of Blades. The original reason you went to the Crown of Blades and not directly to planet side was because you had to go see the commissar to get your debrief or your brief. It wasn't.
Okay,
it wasn't because of transport issues. It was purely to go see the commissar.
Okay, that's all. Just trying to figure that out.
Well, we can, when we return to the not administrator, to the Astra Militarum base, we could see if we could requisition there. Or if Paul wanted to report back to the commissar, we could also position back on the Crown of Blades. It's entirely up to you two how you would like to do this moving forward.
Well, I need to head to the Ostia complex regardless. That is where I am currently stationed.
Well,
I need to report to my commanding officer about this here high standing order.
well, let's go to the Ostia complex and we can try and requisition something there.
Outpost Polaris.
Outpost Polaris. Sorry, what did I just say?
Ostia complex?
Yeah,
Literally what I just said before. Like, we
Yeah.
got to go to the outpost, we got to drop gear off anyway, let's requisition some gear. And then it turned into a big this, just to end up back there.
Yeah.
Fucking said.
Well, let's go there then.
Oh, fuck.
I was just
Yes.
thinking we'd have more stuff on the Crown of Blades if we had to go there.
Well, we can try it again.
What I will allow any of you to do, because you are all of a military background, if anyone wants to roll me a history check, or a scholar check in fact, I think is the right word on it. If you want to give me a scholar check on the name Strachan's Workhorse, DN3 will get you some information about that ship.
Okay.
Okay, I do not need to roll. But
Looks like we're good, yeah?
just out of curiosity.
Holy smokes, Batman. Okay, you have 2 shifts possible to do with what you will, and then I will give you the information.
One outcome, one glory.
1 improved outcome,
Jesus.
1 improved glory. Okay, wonderful. What? Jesus Christ.
God damn.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
She's a scholarly girl.
she's a very scholarly girl.
She's devout.
So, Eduardo. Strachan's Workhorse takes its name from a legendary Catachan commander, Iron Hand Strachan. One of many great Astra Militarum leaders, the vessel has been honoured to ferry between war zones. They're not the only Imperial Navy troop transport. Nope, not that bit. You would know that Strachan's Workhorse, so you know the history of it, but you know that it is a military troop transport. It is specifically designed for the carrying of military hardware for the Department Militarum and for the transporting of troops, armaments, vehicles, and all sorts. You know that the captain of this vessel is a young woman called Captain Zhang Demetra. Captain Zhang Demetra. Demetra, who won many honours fighting, but was requisitioned by Jackal Veronius for his fleet and has since been trapped in the Gilead system, which is not a very honour-bound position for someone of her authority.
Well, Gerhardt, it may be certainly more worthwhile us requisitioning gear from Strachan's Workhorse. I know from prior knowledge that...
Strachan, Strachan's
I've
workers.
got it written down. I said it because I wasn't looking at my notes. Strachan's workhouse has a legendary leader, and most importantly, is a military vessel carrying lots of military hardware. But we can certainly requisition some today. But it's definitely worth of note. If you wanted to spend some money, I would probably wait till then. Oh no.
We lost James. He is offline.
Maybe his internet died. Maybe power cut.
Okay. Well, either. Oh, there he is.
He's back.
Yep.
Shit
Hello?
crashed.
Ah.
Hello.
But yes, we'll save money. We'll buy stuff, but as in if you're going to spend actual wealth, let's spend wealth in the other place because we can probably get some cool shit there. But yeah, let's get some bits. Yeah, it'll be like an actual military vessel with lots of stuff there, guns, cool shit. But we may as well try our chances here if we're going to be at somewhere we can requisition stuff. But yeah, just saying, don't spend wealth because we could probably have higher chance of getting good stuff. Whereas I imagine the DN here for stuff is probably going to be quite a lot higher for good stuff. But yeah, let's go, get in the fucking tank.
Cool. Gearhart's going to be loading everything up. Okay, so I will take us across then. So you all clamber into Kira and set off on the journey to Outpost Polaris. Once again,
it's still raining here.
It is still raining here. It's shocking, isn't it? Once again, takes round about an hour. As the rain just suddenly starts to stop pouring down.
Whoa!
It's magic. Traveling through the beautiful scenery of Ankara, you approach the bastion, the Outpost Polaris, and I forgot to show you a picture of what it would look like, so I will give you that picture now to show you what an Imperial bastion kind of looks like. A bit like that.
Nice.
That is the building that you spoke to Colonel Billness in.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which is this one here. So once again you approach and you see the two guards stood outside, muttering away, usual lazing about, not looking very professional. As they point towards you as they see the Chimera rolling up the road.
Head's still attached. Beast head.
Nice. They're kind of just like staring at you as you drive past, not even trying to stop you.
That's right.
Cool, you drive straight on through and you park Kira back where you found her.
I kind of tap the wheel and go, thank you. You did well there. And it's been a while since I've driven something like this. That I could feel you taking the wheel. Couldn't have done it without you. Tap, tap on the wall.
Nice.
Like almost awkwardly, like talking to a truck.
Yeah. The engine is off. You don't feel a response, but it's a very kind gesture.
Yeah, he does it all
Carol
really
will
like,
remember this.
Yeah. Yeah, you approach the bastion. You easily gain entry. There is no working lock. Once again, you see the scribe servitor chatting away at the cogitator.
We are here to report to Colonel Billness. Please let him know that we are here to see him. Maybe he wouldn't even say please because it's a servitor. Just let him know we're here to see him.
Hello, Living Yard.
It looks up at you, nods, and then carries on away at its cogitator as I'm trying to really quickly do things.
Agitating.
Not cogitating, just trying to do things that I should have done before.
Actuating.
Yes, exactly, actuating. Yeah. That is the response you get.
Hello.
It's a single-minded servitor. Nods. It carries on with its work.
What does it say? Oh.
Well, I guess we go upstairs to see the captain then.
Alright. And off we go. Yoda, you were in the way a little bit there.
It
They
worked. It worked.
Aha!
As you head upstairs, you see Colonel Illness, the strong man that he is, pacing around and around the table. Yes, I know there's reports coming in of people rioting. It's ridiculous. I told you we needed to get the guard back in here. The gravediggers will sort this out. We sorted them out last time. No, of course. No, we won't kill them all. We'll just make an example of them. Firing squad kills the ringleaders. Oh, you lot are back. Did you bring the Chimera?
she's outside.
Did you give it a gender?
All machinery a woman, all vehicles a woman. Didn't you know this?
Aye. Is that true? What? I know ships. Yes, we call them females. I didn't know we called the tanks females. I didn't know. What? I'm not a driver. Anyway, I'm glad you brought it back. Is it all in one piece?
It's in one piece and some. She's humming with the Emperor's light.
Ah, beautiful. Yes. Colonel, Commissar would have my head if it was damaged. There's only so much we can make here in Gilead system, and every tank counts. If we're going to be taken off Ostia, we're going to need it for somewhere else. I just noticed it's raining upstairs, but it's nice and dry downstairs. It's very strange.
You'll be happy to know we didn't even use any of the ammunition on board. Wasn't required. Every bullet counts, Commissar.
Capital. Well, I'm not a commissar, I'm a colonel, you see, but it's nice of you to think of one.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for bringing it back. I hope it was a successful mission for you. Yes. What do you want?
Very successful. There's many Xenos on this planet, and they are dead.
Xenos? What? What do you mean there's Xenos on this planet? There's never Xenos here. It's just rebels.
I'll let Paul fill you in on this one. I have to clean my chainsword. It still has heresy in its chains.
All right.
The
So,
psycho.
Colonel, apologies for not reporting my my presence earlier. We were somewhat sidetracked by impeding danger. Sister Argenta has some evidence of the very Xenos that we have killed. And then he sort of gestures to Sister Argenta, who's waving the boom, the trident.
Yep. The head didn't.
So we have at least alleviated you of some of the threats that have been plaguing the populace at the ruins.
There was Xenos in the ruins? What are they? And he stomps over to Sister Argenta and starts very closely inspecting this pitchfork. Remind me, Ed, was it the ones on the pitchfork, did they still have the helmet on, or are they the helmet off?
So there's 2 helmets. One in the middle is going to be the captain without a helmet.
Oh, I see. Ghastly things, aren't they? Where did you find these? In the ruins?
In the ruins. They had taken many of the farmhands and the workers and torturing them for pleasure.
Yeah, I see.
We had saved a few, and that seems to be the source of much of the discontent amongst the populace, who had thought it was the Mechanicus that had been taking them. As it turns out, that was incorrect.
I see.
Ed, I need you to know that the cat is trying to interact with your image on my screen.
Stop, magic man! Stop moving!
And then he goes to sort of describe the Drukhari and the architecture and the fact that there is a working Eldari portal.
Yes, Psycho, it's fine. I've seen the Eldari before.
Right, well,
Legend of many campaigns. But quite a few in my time.
It might behoove you to know then, Colonel, that there is a working webway.
I see.
Amongst the ruins. The Heptex is going over there now to study it.
I see. You found one of these bony portals. That does change things. I suppose that's how they got here.
I suppose so.
This was not good.
Well, we did kill the Drukhari that were there. There was one Eldari there who was pleased that we had destroyed the Drukhari, apparently known as, I write it down, the Bloodied Claw, although I suppose that doesn't necessarily matter. They are all just filthy Xenos one way or t'other. But that Eldari in question, though pleased that we had destroyed that particular Xenos faction, did escape through the portal.
This is dark news.
Yes, I am here to report what had occurred. The imminent threats have been destroyed, and there was one fell beast that was tormenting the people as well, that we had successfully killed as well. Much obliged to our Angel of the Empire, Lord Gerhardt, and Sister Argenta to my left. I've got another piece of news for you, though, Colonel. Apparently, our presence has been requested by Archdomina Execra Vakul. I have the requisition here on my data slate.
Bless you.
Produces the data slate and puts it down on, hands it over to Colonel Billness.
Well, I see, but why is this a worry of mine?
You are my superior officer, sir.
What?
Commissar told me to report to you. No, it wasn't Commissar. It was... I've got it. One moment. Hold, please.
This is a proper.
Oh no, it was Billness. Yeah. Report health. Yeah. You requested my presence here, sir.
I request your presence. When did you receive this missive?
He sort of scrolls through to a previous page on his data slate.
Yeah.
Here, sir.
Oh. Darling, why did we request a psycho? Yes, I know what happened to the other one. We're shipping off. We don't need psychos. What? I told you to get one.
I love Colonel Vilnius. It has to be said.
Well, are you any good at cooking?
I suppose that is subjective, sir.
We can do with a cook.
And that is not my primary skill set, I will admit. I am a sanctioned psyker. That is my job and my purpose.
Well, respectfully, we have need for you here. I'm sure I requested a cook, not a psyker. Darling, honestly, you're not listening. No, don't argue with me, darling. Right. Well, look, if you're being requested at Evacuous, go. It's fine. I'll sign the necessary release paperworks. You are free to do this. But remember, you are an enlisted man in the Astra Militarum.
Of course, sir.
So
you,
behave
sir.
as such.
And then
If I have any reports of sanctioned psychers going around and fraternizing with the women, or whatever it is you lot do, they may have to come down on you. Do you understand?
Crystal, sir.
With the woman.
And, Paul, was it, yes?
Yes, sir.
If you do find a good cook while you're out there, do send them here.
We'll point them in your direction, sir.
Capital. You, over there, the big one, try not to get blood all over the floor. Darling here has to clean it up.
I must keep the machine spirit happy, but I will try to keep my mess to a minimum.
And what about you, sister? Are you a good cook?
Squints.
Some real misogyny happening right here.
I can make a good shish kebab, my enemies, but that's about it.
Well, what can I do for you then? Why are you here?
Well, Colonel, what are you going to do about the Xenos threat? Why, I don't understand. Why aren't you reaching out to them for more reinforcements?
You cut out there, mate.
Oh, who? Reaching out to who?
What was it? The commissar lady on the crown of... I don't understand why you haven't... Yes. I don't understand why you haven't reached out to the Crown of Blades as of yet, or...
You've only just told me of this Xenos incursion, but you've also told me you've killed them all.
Well, there's a portal. It means more will come, which means you will need more I understand you may need more reinforcements. We do need transport to get around.
You're proper cutting
borrow...
out there, mate.
Oh, sorry. May we borrow your tank? A Chimera? A tiny bit longer?
Kira.
Sister, why are you so worried about all this?
I worry for the people of Ostia.
Yes, clearly. Well, you see...
No, go on.
You see...
Don't
You've given me the information I require. The webway portal. It is the biggest threat to my establishment here on Ostia. I will be taking out that temple within moments. I will not have filthy Xenos try to take over Ostia. So,
Wait,
I will have
hold on.
Strachan's workhorse fire her guns and obliterate it from the skies.
No, that cannot happen.
What? Why not?
There is important Xenos technology inside that could allow us to learn more about the movements of the Xenos and why they were here on Ostia and Ankura more specifically. Furthermore, as we speak, the Mechanicus are on their way there to dismantle said technology. Firing on the ruins would be firing on the Mechanicus. Firing on the Mechanicus would be firing on the Imperium. And if you think the Commissar wouldn't shoot you before, she will most certainly shoot you if you do this.
Bastard Mechanicus getting in the way. No, you're right, I can't shoot them. We can't learn anything from them. The bloody Xenos. It's all heretical shite. Fucking hell.
If I may, sir, it may give us advance warning of their movements, so that we can cut their heads off while they're walking.
Gentlemen, I'm hearing heresy. We cannot learn from Xenos technology. It is heretical. And if I carry on down this line of Inquisition, I will get the Order of Xenos here to investigate you all. Xenos technology is heresy. Now, for the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have no sway over them. If their movements are going to the temple, you're correct, I cannot fire on them. This is not good, though. The longer that portal is open, the longer the chances of reinforcement and Ostia potentially becoming overrun. If you've killed them before, they will know, and they will come back in force and kind.
I suppose you could send backup to support the Mechanicus then.
Yes, we must. Darling.
Back to my...
Darling, we need to get a Vox bead over to Lord Commander Philemon. Philemon. Lord Commander Philemon. We'll need to requisition some men, armaments, and ensure those ruins are properly taken care of this time. Yes.
Well, Colonel, you do seem to be a man of action.
I am nothing if not a man of action. Although I've been holed up here for a few years, this dreadful sight. I told you I long for battle.
Well, Colonel, your zeal for wanting to eradicate Xenos, I must concur. There was one rather dreadful bit of news that we heard from one of the Xenos, and I was hoping you may be able to elucidate that for us. They mentioned that someone on this planet was working with the Xenos. Do you have any suspicions that could possibly be someone in power that would be of use to them?
Telling me that someone on Ostia was helping Xenos. This is grave news you bring to my doorsteps. No, I do not know who it would be. Who would be so stupid as to get in line with them? Well, apart from that bloody jackal Varanius.
What?
Tell you, rogue traders are all the same.
Oh, rogue trader, I see.
Yes, rogue traders. They feel like they can do whatever they want. Fraternizing with the enemy. It's ridiculous. No, on Ostia.
Yeah.
Say again.
We haven't met that person, right?
You've not met him yet. You would know his name. He's very famous within the Gilead system, but you've not met him yet. No, on Ostia, I'm not sure who it would be. Did they give you a description of some kind?
Well, they said they called
Fat
him
man.
fat.
Not many fat men in Ostia. Certainly not in Ankara.
Anyone spring to mind?
Don't know. Some of the people of the
What?
Munitorum are a bit rotund. There's people at the sorting compound. Seem to get all the good rations first before they distribute out. Sorting compound. It's That's run by that Futar guy. If you don't know if you've met him. He's a bit of a wiry, snivelling little shite.
We've met him. What do you say of his character other than snivelly little shite?
He's a bloody coward. He's a coward. Stutters, talks too much, talks too little, and never gets anything done. He hides behind his paperwork. We requisition things, it takes months for it to go through. We haven't dotted the I's or crossed the T's. It's ridiculous.
So you're saying he's not very efficient?
No, of course not. No, they always try and stop doing anything as soon as the minus inconvenience happens. No, not my kind of character. No, he wouldn't last 5 minutes in the Imperial Guard.
That he would not.
So, Colonel, would you mind letting us borrow old
Kyra.
Old Cairo?
One track.
One last time?
I will allow you to take Kyra for another Rick trip. It's fine. Brought her back in one piece. She said she's undamaged. You seem trustworthy enough. That's fine. As long as you return her to us, I will let you take her out. What was that? Come again, darling. You have Heptex. Yes, no, patch him through. And he puts a finger to his ear where you can see the box speed. Yes, Colonel Dillness. What? No, I see. Yes, they're here. Right. I see. Okay, I'll report. I'll send some men down to support you. Over and out. It would seem that the ruins are impassable. The Mechanicum have tried to go through the tunnels. They are blocked out. They have caved in. There appears to be no way through. I'll send some men down to do some excavation work, but this webway may have been cut off from us.
Secret blessing of the Emperor. May the place be turned to rubble.
It must have collapsed behind us. Those ruins had been there for what seemed like centuries, if not millennia.
Don't you find that odd? They've been there for centuries, yet once we leave, they collapse. Seems like strange timing.
Oh yeah, it certainly seems like it. They had been intentionally collapsed. I would agree.
This could be a blessing or a curse. The information gathered would have been great for the Imperium. However, toiling with such warp-like energy and Xenos technology is a gamble. Perhaps it's the Emperor's will.
The Emperor protects, it seems.
Ever and always.
And just before we go, Colonel, may we requisition some gear from your local stock? My colleague here.
I'd create such a nice little mystery to end it on, but it's fine. No, it's fine. What are you trying to requisition?
Let me spend that last faith point. Let me spend that goddamn faith point.
Well, look, you cleared out the stores last time. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for an eviscerator. Something larger. So much Xenos scum even on an angry planet such as this If I'm going to dispense the Emperor's justice, I'm going to have to do it with more conviction and a bigger fucking sword.
The Colonel just kind of scoffs and says, "You think we have that kind of thing here? This is an outpost in a remote part of an agri-world. We have las guns, ammunition. Not gonna have things for a mighty warrior of the Emperor."
Have you checked out back?
As it happens, there's this box here that we've never
There's
opened.
this random box. No. I work closely with the storerooms. You'll not find an eviscerator here, but there are plenty of places in Gilead you will be able to get your things. But certainly
Fuck
not
it, then.
in Agriworld.
What about a hand flamer then?
Let me double check. Tried so hard to encourage you guys to go to Strachan's workhorse. Tried so. I really laboured it on, and I even gave you the history scholar check.
I said we'll go to it. We're gonna go to Strachan's workhorse.
Weapon trait 208.
Is it locked off? I thought that was part of the thing we're going to do.
No. We're not locked off. Not locked off. I meant as in.
We've got a fucking soul futa.
Let me just
Slimy
find
bastard.
it. What was it you were after? A
Hand flamer?
hand cannon
No.
and heavy stubber hand flamer. Fire Imperium. Uncommon. Okay, if you'd said Inferno Pistol, I'd say no.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it's a hand flamer, I'll say you can roll for it. But it's going to be a low probability. So you're going to have to give me an influence test. Value 5, rarity uncommon, which makes it 6. And because it's an agri-world, I'm going to say it's a 7.
Can I add that to, what is it, help with someone's request?
You've requested it, but if you want to retcon that.
Well, Gerhardt was asking for something.
He was asking for an eviscerator. But whoever wants to do what, if you want to get the hand flamer, it's going to be a DN7.
I'll say, well, if you don't have that, at least equip sister here. We're on an important mission. Sure, there's got to be something laying around here. If it's not being used, it's just going to go dusty in the machine spirit within inside.
Oh, yes. Holy fire would most certainly set the enemies of the Empire ablaze. Can that be my help? Utilizing?
Sure. So, I assume you're using your faith point.
Fuck yes.
So it's going to be 3 times... Fucking hell. Influence 4. Jesus Christ. So is it 3 times 4?
Yeah, buddy!
3 times 4 bonus die, which is 4, 8, 12. So, Gearheart...
This seems stupid.
Yes, this seems very overpowered.
This is just like what was it? Warp value?
Yes.
Warp value? Oh yeah. Distort value, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gearheart, you roll your influence with a plus 12 then, I guess.
Jesus.
For a DN7.
Or only just.
Only just. What was that, darling? Yes. Uh-huh. Yes, well, I know it's his favourite weapon, but the sister needs it more than you. No, I know.
It's his.
Well, give it her. No, stop arguing with me, darling. She has killed the Xenos. When did you last kill a Xenos? Right here. And he grabs it off him.
I promise you, Lord Gerhardt, with every fibre of my being, I will make it my life's work to get that blade in your hands.
You do me a kindness, sister.
Especially with a success of 8.
We will destroy many Xenos scum in the Emperor's name. I can feel it in my bones.
I can feel it in my soul.
I feel it in my fingers. I can feel it in my toes. Flamers all around us. Burning all the foes.
And with that, he lays the hand flamer on the tactical table in front of you.
I have a close combat weapon.
Oh, because it's a pistol.
It is a pistol.
Nice.
Nice. I suppose now we better apprehend Futar. Close off that loose end, and then I suppose head over to the Forge world. It appears I am free to join you two in the Emperor's will.
Yes. Off to Futar. And
Your
to
help will be
little-
welcomed.
Oh.
You've demonstrated cunning, combat prowess, and wisdom. You've been trained well.
You honor me. And it's good to be recognized. Psychers do often get overlooked.
This is true. I cannot argue that. However, the discipline you've shown and the fact that we cleared out a Xenos hive activity exposed to ruinous powers and the warp. I have not met many sanctioned psychers, Paul, but I'm starting to see why you lot are sanctioned.
We are the best.
It is rather interesting for me to see. Like I said, I've not seen many of your kind, and I've not worked with any of your kind.
Perhaps there will be opportunities of you to meet more. We serve a purpose, just like any other in the Emperor's Light.
It would seem you're not the demonic entities that most people seem to say you are. I must admit, when I first saw you, the rumor mill was swimming around my mind. I've heard many a thing. None seem to be all that true.
Once upon a time, perhaps there would have been some founding truths to those rumors, but that was millennia ago. We have been refined, we have been trained and disciplined by the Emperor's will to carry out some of his will for humanity. Only those with unyielding minds are accepted and sanctioned. That is what you will get from any sanctioned psyker. And if we fail, we are then a tribute. What's it called? To the Omnicomicron? Shit, what is it called?
Astronomicon. Astronomicon.
Astronomicon. Yeah. And if not, then our purpose is to fuel the Astronomicon.
Would Gerhard even know what that is?
That's a good question.
Scholar check?
Yeah, just do a DN3 scholar check. I wouldn't say it's hidden knowledge from you, but it wouldn't be like
Relevant knowledge.
yeah.
No. Okay. I kind of like just nod, like like Joey Tribbiani listening to people talk about shit, and he just goes,
Any who hold my badge. And then he sort of gestures to the symbol of his sanctionedness. You can trust will be unyielding to the horrors and the manipulations of the warp. And should we fail, he then pulls out his
Mercy blade.
His mercy blade. Then, more than others, we will not hesitate to end ourselves. And he tucks it away.
let us hope that doesn't come to that. We have many Xenos still to purge. If they're on a place like an agri-planet like Ostia, who knows what corners of Gilead system has been corrupted with their foul stench.
So let's keep our eyes, ears, and minds open.
Well, this is all very touching, but this is a war room, gentlemen, not a tea room.
Sorry, Colonel.
I love him.
Apologies, Colonel. We'll be out of your hair momentarily. Right,
Yes.
quick.
And if you see anything about this futar that screams of heresy or Xenos fraternization, either put a bullet through his brain or bring him here, I'll do it myself.
Don't you worry, Colonel. Quick burst of the flame. Heretics always burn.
We are
Roll
endorsed.
an attack.
Do it at the dear guy.
You do it to yourself. God damn it.
I will do it myself then.
Ammo is limited here.
Ammo is limited. You're in an enclosed space. My God.
Aiming it at the ceiling.
It's great roleplay and it really brings Argenta to life, but my God.
It's a tiny. I was just like a.
You still
Not like
did it.
a-
It's Promethium, God damn it. It's not like a lighter.
My God, I just gave you that thing. You're trying to burn down our establishment. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh God, thank God. So when you pull on the trigger, it's almost as if the Promethium
No,
canister.
this is me on the telekinetic dome.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just like flavoring it. Oh God.
And your
By the Emperor's
telekinetic dome
name.
doesn't work apparently.
No, I know. In this moment, it does not. I was not quick enough to react.
Are you struggling there, Ed?
I'm clicking on it. It's not
Unless, of
doing
course, I use my
anything.
Wrath dice and see if I can sort of get the extended range on it and get
I've
everyone protected
targeted
by a
it, but
dome.
it's not letting me.
Critical Wrath. Okay.
Sick. Critical wrath.
So,
I'm shifting it.
get hell.
So it's the killest flame.
So, what I will say with the critical is in perhaps an act of divine intervention, perhaps good aim from Sister Argenta, but you do manage to handle your trigger finger exceptionally well, and you are able to spray a very, very minor puff of promethium rather than a jet of engine fuel. And it does create the atmospheric zzz that you were trying to produce. So well done. You did the thing you wanted to do. Just.
Argenta has the itchiest trigger finger.
My God. That could
I'm
have
making
gone,
a point. Bang, 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 bang,
that
bang.
could have been, yeah. It's like the other guys. It's a desk pop. A desk pop. You heard of those? Oh my God. And with that, gentlemen, the shadows
The proceedings.
disappearing from the small fireball that Argenta just created, we will end tonight's session. Thank you very much.
Nice.